Hey, Kratos. What's up, dude? What's up, dude? I see them diamond hands. I see them diamond hands. Nathan's been pretty ready for his streams today. Just in. Lions expected to trade Matt Stafford before the Super Bowl. That would be wild. That would be absolutely, absolutely insane. Bonkerino. Hey, yo, what's up? What's up? I'm going to be playing some co-op with cool dude I met through like Apex stuff and whatnot. I was like, he hit me up. He's like, yo, let's play. And I was like, okay. I'm going shopping today. You know, I'm going to go put on my, my hazmat suit. I'm going to put on my hazmat suit, my Fallout 4 certified, breathalyzer thingy. And, I'm going to go try and get a pair of pants today from Macy's is my goal. So I figured we would do, we'll play a little bit. We'll get a cheeky couple co-op games in. This won't be a long stream today. And then, yeah. And then I'm going to go have some fun tonight. That's my plan. Maybe hit up a drive-in movie theater. Those are still safe, right? I think. Hey, JB Mad Skills. What's up, dude? What's up? What is up? Police rescue 300 roosters used for cockfighting in Las Vegas neighborhood. 300? They had 300 cockfighting birds? Jesus. Man. Well, that's the news of the day, I guess, huh? I think that might be the best. Might be the weirdest news of the day. I'm not sure it gets too much weirder than that. What's your favorite coffee? Just finished a nice little espresso? Yeah. 300 only to be sold to a slaughterhouse after they fatten them up. Well, as long as they fit into the correct, powerful person's life plan for them, right? You know. I have a feeling the cockfighters probably don't treat them as well as the terrible slaughterhouses, personally. Just wild news. Espresso's good. Espresso's good. I have a percolator that I don't use anymore because it's difficult and messy. But if I ever, you know what I mean? You know, if AMC hits $300, then I'll buy one of those fancy espresso machines, I promise. But until then, I mostly just do pour over coffee, or I make cold brew. Like I try to find good beans. I grind them and then I make them into coffee immediately. That's the way you're supposed to do it. It's why I don't like to buy ground coffee, because coffee is meant to be made as soon as it's ground up. Like, that's the absolute best time to do it. Here's is a DeLonghi that's like $70, if not expensive. Can you get machines that make it that aren't that expensive? Interesting. Well, $70 for an espresso maker actually sounds completely fair. That's not bad at all. But anyway, yeah, I'm on my cold brew meme. What's up, 4B? How you doing, guys? Hey, Ben Valencia. Hey, Valeris. Hey, Nate, how's it going? It's going well. It's going well. I just took Lewis outside. I took the big puppy outside. We went for a nice walk. You met a guy who legit roasted his own coffee beans. That's the way, though. I don't think I could do that. But you want the process to have the least amount of time between the steps as humanly possible, you know? So I like to do pour over. I like to make cold brew, but generally speaking, the quality of your coffee goes up as the time between roasting and grinding and the time between grinding and brewing decreases. So if you get beans that were roasted yesterday and then you bring them to your setup and you grind them and immediately make them into coffee, it's going to be some of the best coffee that you can make, because it can't really be better than that. It can't really be fresher than that. But, you know, if you buy your beans from like the supermarket, you're probably getting some prepackaged stuff that's like, you know, they roast a bajillion pounds of it at once and then they ship it out. So it's like, it just kind of turns into Like, oh, you're roasting, you know, you've got beans that were roasted like 2 months ago. And they still taste terrible. If you're used to it, you might think it tastes fine. But then one day on accident, you'll be like, you know what? Maybe I will see if insert local coffee shop here does sell their own freshly roasted beans. And then you'll get beans that were roasted like the same day. And then you'll go and grind them and make them into coffee. And you'll be like, oh my God, I did not know coffee could have this much flavor in it. But yeah, that's the real dream. That's the real dream when it comes to the coffee. Oh yeah, the mutation audio's playing there. I just alt tabbed it. I was like, instead of music, we can just have the StarCraft menu effects playing. That should work. Flavor decayed. Yes, exactly. Coffee in the morning, tea in the afternoon. Feel that? Best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Yeah. Well, you know, I also think it's important not to be a coffee snob, because as somebody who works in entertainment and travels around the world and all that jazz, you don't always get access to good stuff. Sometimes when I'm at an event, we get to a venue and, you know, they don't even sell coffee there, right? So they're like, hey, can I get a coffee? And they're like, well, we've got a cup of dirt with some pebbles in it. And you're like, this is some of the worst coffee I've ever had. But you know what? Saying no to a bad coffee when you really need a coffee is just the ultimate sign of entitlement. Because between you and me, anybody who needs a cup of coffee, you really, you know, it even the shittiest cups of coffee will still have caffeine in them. It still gets the job done. I've never turned down a cup of coffee in my entire career, no matter how bad it was. Because at the end of the day, as much as I love my fancy setup at home, when I'm about to be on air for 10 hours in a stadium, I just need a coffee. I don't really care if it tastes like dirt. That's fine. You know, it still does the job. So, you know, if you need coffee, you need coffee. And if you don't need coffee, then sure, you know, you might as well just get yourself a Frappuccino and gain 10 pounds. Agreed. Thank you. Just drink bad coffee faster. Exactly. Finishing up some lunch and you'll be good to go. Hell yeah, Frothy. It's all good. It's all good. I'm just chilling. I'm talking about my coffee. I'm talking about my coffee since this is this is gonna be a nice fake. I'll export this whole VOD over. I didn't play any music today. I'll export this whole VOD over to YouTube for the coffee and co-op memers because I've been a little bit slow on it. So we can, I'll push this whole thing over, and then if you're watching this right now, you're gonna be like, oh my God, Nathan released a 2-hour co-op special. That's right. That's right. If you're interested in some DeLonghi E C146B reaches the pressure level for espresso. Ooh. I don't know how that works up in Vegas here because water and everything boils a couple degrees lower than max, making me feel bad about my 4-month-old grocery store beans. Oh no, but that's what I'm saying though, is that if it gets the job done, it gets the job done. And because I was saying, like, when I go and do events, sometimes they give me the crappiest coffee I've ever had, and I still drink it because at the end of the day, flavor, while it may be nice, is not the abject 100% reason that somebody has a cup of coffee in the morning. So it's okay to not have, you know, the super fancy stuff. At the end of the day, we all have the same general goal. But if you know a little family-owned coffee shop or some other place that does, you know, get some decent business, obviously, if they're not burning through inventory, their beans could still be old. But yeah, you definitely want to, get them as close to freshly roasted as possible. But we're also talking some nerd level stuff here because I do like pour over. I do pour over. So if I don't smell the beans when I open the bag, I'm just like, okay. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do anything fancy with this. If I open the bag for the first time and I can really smell it, like a really strong, full, humid sort of smell, not like this. I mean, sometimes you'll get a smell if it's dry, a little bit. You'll be like, oh, I can smell that it's coffee, but you know, a freshly roasted bag of coffee beans stinks up the whole room when you open it. And when I say stink, I mean it in the best way. Like you open up like a day after roast, vacuum sealed bag of beans, your whole apartment is just like boof. It's just this beautiful, rich mahogany or nutty or berry, whatever type of coffee obviously you got, because not every coffee is the same. Some coffees are going to be a little bit more on the side of fruits. Some coffees are going to be a little bit more on the side of nuts. Some coffees are going to be, you know, a little in between, and there's some more things, you know. If you can't get good coffee, you can still put quality half and half, milk, sugar in it, etc. Yeah, you can always cover up. You can always cover up the smell of bad coffee too, which I think is something that's, or not the smell, obviously. I don't even think bad coffee smells bad, but I'm a for coffee, so it is what it is. But yeah, the only reason why I use anything mixed with my coffee is because, you know, after my caffeine addiction overdose situation, I'm like, well, I try to cut it as much as possible. There's still a lot of coffee in this mug, but I've cut it with my fancy pants chocolate protein milk and a little bit of water, because otherwise I'd only have 4 sips. And if I filled this mug with my cold brew, it would probably be enough caffeine for a week in one mug. So I'm just, no, I don't want to do that again. But it's just burnt coffee. Yeah, that's a shame. Well, they realize, I mean, that's what Starbucks does. So other companies realize that if they burn their supply, then it keeps the flavor even across the portfolio for as long as that time goes. So Deshaun Watson removed everything Texans related from his social media profiles in his Instagram. And I'm getting more excited about the possibility of him forcing a trade to the Jets. Let's get Deshaun Watson to the Jets, please. Oh, I wanted to fire back a spicy tweet. I can't. I was going to meme on somebody, but it's not. I don't think they'll get it. I think they'll take it really seriously, and I don't want to do that. People take things very seriously. I wanted to make a joke about how tight this other guy wears his pants, but then I realized they might think I'm being serious, so I'll leave it. Starbucks was good beside the coffee people usually drink around here. That's fair. 8 o'clock coffee is the best grocery store coffee. The surprising coffees, I mean, like, if I have to get a coffee from a chain, like, and I'm in a rush, I will really take anything. If there's a Starbucks and they do cold brew, perfect. If it's a Starbucks with nitro cold brew, honestly, that's actually some of the best fast food coffee you can get. If there's a McDonald's near you, straight up, McDonald's coffee is actually really good. Their supply chain is kind of wild. And from what I've read, they don't burn their beans like Starbucks does. But if you just get like a black coffee from McDonald's, it costs like $1. And it apparently is some good shit. I've only had it like once or twice and it did not disappoint. But I haven't had it recently enough to give, you know, like an earnest evaluation. You can't get in a nitro cold brew around here, at least not commercially. But you really want to get some magazines of it to try it at home. Yeah, well, that was one of the best things about living in Los Angeles. Because all these hipster coffee joints everywhere. Like, I had the freshest beans at home, straight up. This place would sell me their beans out of their thing that they keep them in. Like, I was able to get their, like, they had like the little package things set up, but I went there so much. I went to this one coffee shop so much before it burned down like a year or two before I left, which sucked. But I went to this coffee shop so much that they would just straight up scoop their beans out of their fresh roasted batch. They'd be like, yeah, we roast every day. So they roast it and then they serve it the next day because they do the whole process for the beans every day or some shit like that. Something crazy because, you know, they get obviously a wild amount of traffic where they were. Especially since it was next to the Art Institute of Los Angeles as well. That was up in North Hollywood, right across the street actually from that coffee shop. So they were just wild. They just went through mad amounts of inventory, and they always had good stuff. It'll cost Darnold plus multiple first-round picks, but it'd be worth. Oh, it's always worth it. Whatever it costs to get a franchise quarterback is worth it. Assuming that the other staff and people are even half intelligent, you can still, you might have a rocky year the first one with what you have to trade. But let me tell you, from the perspective of a Jets fan, when someone's like, Nathan, it would cost too much to get Deshaun. Listen to me. The Jets haven't had a franchise quarterback since my dad was conceived. Okay? My dad was born in the August 31st, 1969. Exactly 9 months after Joe Namath won the 3rd Super Bowl. Okay? That's the last time the Jets had a franchise quarterback. So when someone's like, Nate, you're going to give up all your first rounders. Yes, please take them. They haven't gotten us a quarterback literally my whole entire life. Is at no point in my whole entire life have any of those first round picks been able to turn into a quarterback, or in my dad's life. And he doesn't even care about the Jets. I just use his age to make a point of how long it's been. Someone's like, well, Nate, you're not going to have many good receivers or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, well, guess what? I had Robbie Anderson with Sam Darnold, okay? And that blew. That didn't go anywhere. Thank you, Murdracker, for the 4-month resub, by the way. I appreciate you, sir. McDonald's coffee for $1 is mega value. My favorite coffee. Yeah. Oh, especially if there was one on the way to somewhere I had to go. Yeah, no, I'd always stop it. I'd always hit that. I would always hit that. All right, let me make sure I've got them added. All right. Your friend request invite has failed. Okay. When you win 2 games, who on the roster is off limits for a young franchise quarterback trade? I'll be honest with you. There's a few people that I wouldn't want them to trade for Deshaun. There are a couple. There are a couple that I can think of that I wouldn't want to lose. I wouldn't want to lose Quinnen Williams. I wouldn't want to lose Mekhi Becton. Like, if the Texans really wanted to squeeze the Jets nuts over this, that's who you'd ask for. You'd be like, give us 3 first-round picks and Mekhi Becton for Deshaun Watson, right? And that's just pure evil, you know? At that point, it's like, then you're actually really f***ing us hard. Do I think that that's what would happen? I pray to God, no. I pray no. I don't want that to happen. Is it possible that happens? Yes. Oh my God. He intentionally... I didn't realize. Oh my God, dude. For some reason, I actually thought that when you said your name was deliberately typed wrong, it was to avoid some sort of filter for the account name, and not that was the actual name you had set. Jets from which city? Not Winnipeg? No. American football. New York City. Yeah. When I sent Frothy deliberately misspelled his name or whatever on his account thing that he sent me, and I was like, oh my God, I don't actually know what's going on. I was like, it wouldn't add him. It's like, oh, there's a bug, and I'm like, oh my God, is it just broken? He's like, no, it's actually spelled wrong. You weren't supposed to try to fix it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now I figured it out. New York Jets. That's right, baby. As a Seahawks fan, as long as he doesn't go to San Fran. Yeah. You're telling me, what if he somehow ends up on the Patriots or the Dolphins? You think I'm ready for that? You think I want to get double teamed by Josh Allen and Deshaun Watson every year for the next 10 years? Even if we did get a good starting quarterback, both of those guys are elite. They are elite. That's what makes them terrifying. They're the best of the best. Thank you, Marvin, for the 22 months. Appreciate it, sir. You're a Texans fan. This whole conversation makes you want to die. I'm sorry, but blame your management, blame Bill O'Brien, and blame the owner, because it's their fault. All they had to do was let Deshaun Watson help pick the next coach. Wasn't that all he asked for? Isn't that all he asked for? You know who else just asked for that privilege? Russell Wilson. Russ Wilson just asked for that. He's like, can I please be involved in this OC search? Apparently, the guy that they're picking is the one that Russell Wilson wanted. That's how you make your star quarterback happy. All right, Frothy's calling me. Let's see how this goes. Guten Tag, sir.
Hello, how are you?
I am fantastic. How are you this morning?
Doing fine, man. Got my 4-month-old grocery store beans in my $20 10-year-old drip coffee maker. They're very, very, they function. They function. Not good.
And you know what?
Works.
And you know what? As long as that works for you, I got no problems with that. Not everybody's a fanatic, you know. I've gone down some rabbit holes.
I've been wanting better coffee for a while, but I've just been too lazy. And getting on your stream, I've actually been talking to some of my community for the past couple of weeks about like if I should get like a new drip coffee or like try to learn pour over and like get better stuff. So this is very topical for me. I'm very interested to just learn the coffee things.
Oh yeah. Well, in that case, so we've got you. I went down the I'm going to assume you're Thugnificent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, yeah. Basically, I made this Battle.net account like probably 10 years ago for when StarCraft 2 first came out. So I was like the college kid who was just doing like proxy factories into like blue flame hellions and just destroying people at like bronze and silver with it, or like going cloak banshee rushes. And I just had to have the stupidest name possible while doing it. I never had any hope of being good. I just wanted to cheese people at low ranks and then watch GSL and pretend.
That's a good way to do it. Hey, I respect the approach. That's, you know, I think that especially in a game like StarCraft, it can be easy to get caught up in how much stuff there is to do in a game. But at the end of the day, you gotta find your way to have fun, troll, screw around, you know, blow off steam, etc. Are you a Vorazun main? I see you've got her selected. Are we doing random? Which way? How do we want to roll this?
So I've been playing quite a bit for the past couple of weeks by myself. I didn't know StarCraft even had co-op. I came back for the first time in nearly a decade just to like replay the campaigns and found out, oh, there's co-op now, so let's try that. So I've gotten Phoenix, Dahaka, and Vorazun to 15, and then Abathur's at 11. I haven't played anyone else.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, no, co-op is awesome. I think a lot more people would have been interested in StarCraft stuff if this had been in there at launch, because this is one of my favorite modes.
Yeah, and it's shocking to me every time I log in when it tells you like how many players are online and chat channels and in games. Like, it's unbelievable to me that there's like, I logged in at like 9 a.m. this morning my time, and there was like 13,000 games being played. It's like, wow, like that's a lot of people still playing this game.
Yeah,
I did not expect it.
Last time that I got to see the numbers, it was something like over 700,000 people around the world were playing co-op every month. It's like the most popular mode in the whole entire game since Legacy of the Void came out with it. Yeah. I've played through all of the commanders to max. I'm doing so after you get everybody maxed out, you can do prestige, which allows you to have like play with different parameters for a commander. So that's what I've got on Kerrigan here. So she's on level 11. Because it resets it, obviously, like a Call of Duty type thing. But my creep spread is going to make your units pretty bonkers, is all I'm going to say.
Sick. All right. Are we wanting just to warm up with hard, or do you want to go brutal, or do mutations? Any preference?
I'm very used to playing on brutal. If you're nervous, I can carry you. If you're really nervous, we can play hard as well. That's totally fine.
All right. Brutal it is.
Vorazun's awesome, though. You can do so many meme things with her dark pylons and the dark archons.
I found as soon as I unlocked the mass recall on the pylons, it really drastically changed how I played her for the better.
Yeah, mega cracked. And then eventually with if you're level 15, I don't know how many points you have for the mastery, but you can, when you get that pylon range all the way up and stuff, you can just like block areas off where the enemies can't even get in range of the pylon to reveal the cloaked buildings by destroying it. Like, it just becomes impossible.
That's awesome. I'm at mastery 28, so I pumped like 10 points into range. That was a max I was allowed.
Nice.
I'm sure I could go further. I don't know like what the max number of points is, but I get like 20% range. So this is my first time even trying it since hitting mastery, and I can already see just it's massive now.
Yeah. So all your units, all the units that are on my creep get like, I think it's like 100 or 150% attack speed boost and health regen. And I think it also applies to my teammates' units as well. Although I've mostly been playing with randoms and Well, co-op is fun, and there are a lot of competent players. It's nice that generally a good player can carry in this for those situations. They don't always stay on the creep and hang out, so it makes it a little tricky sometimes. Although, yeah, between you and me, big on Dark Archons. Those are fun.
Yeah,
Those are very fun.
They are. I've found that, like, at least, like, there's a couple of timings, like, early game, where I see, like, I have a way more gas than I can ever possibly use. So just trying to get to, like, the Dark Shrine really quick to get a few Archons out is usually, like, really just a good expenditure of resources. Because, like, I just struggle to spend everything quick enough. But if I get too many production things, then I can't keep everything going, like, at an even keel amount. I don't know. It's hard to, like, manage as, like, a scrub, I guess.
Yeah, well, and you know what? I love that you bring that up, though, because I think that's like a lot of people that play like the competitive modes more, like they assume that co-op is very easy, but a lot of the same principles of economy, production, infrastructure still apply. And the enemy, the enemy hits you hard and often. Like we're gonna have to kill a couple thousand zombies to win this mission over here. It's not gonna be that easy. But yeah, no, I feel that. I actually like the getting the gases fast though, because it doesn't need a worker for Vorazin, so that gas bank gets spent very quickly once you try to build the Dark Archons.
I've got a ship that can't wait any longer.
Hey, Agitated Orange, good to see you, buddy. I have pushed to mute on so I can still talk to you guys without bothering his stream.
Your efforts are futile.
Oh yeah, and my queens can place down creep tumors off creep, so that's pretty nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Don't grow on trees, you know.
That was one of my favorite parts of Abathur, is that, like, I could put the toxic nest down anywhere I want, and then I can just spread creep from there.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So
Enemy is Terran.
I had a game where I think it was like stacking off of itself, but the creep bonus that I had, because Abathur's swarm hosts attack, their ability is actually their attack, like it counts as their weapon for some reason with the way that it's coded. Yeah, I had this Abathur who was on my creep and just shot out basically infinite locusts one after another. It got wild. It got absolutely crazy. Well, also the other really good parts of co-op, like you don't have to worry about building on creep. You can just do, anybody can do it.
That ship is taking damage from the infested commanders.
Well, that was an instant smite on that Nidus. Good stuff. And of course, Kerrigan is always just Super Saiyan in the front line, tanking infinite damage.
What is it?
yeah, I love playing with Kerrigan just for that reason. It's just like she just does everything. She is like the entire army almost.
Yeah, she's so good. Kerrigan's freaking awesome.
Don't let the infested destroy
The only thing about Kerrigan that gets a little complicated for me is I have, so for my very, very sweaty tryhard 1v1 games, I have patrol set to the W key. So my League of Legends setup with the QWERTY for the abilities does not always work the way that I would hope it would. Oh my goodness, these guys are getting strong.
It's time to assimilate some. Make it quick.
That ship's getting out of
We
here.
did it. We saved the city, Patrick. Well, we saved one of them.
You have to place that on creep. Your mutation is. Your creep tumors are being ruined.
You have my
Your allied base is under your forces. Your allies are in battle.
Make it. What is it?
You don't have enough Vespine gas. Your allies being attacked. Not enough minerals. Kinda low on the minerals there, huh? Minerals, some bad guys.
The infested are one thing, but Amon
We got this,
forces
guys.
are an even
Easy
bigger
peasy.
threat. Take them out.
Yes. What is it already?
Oh my god.
What is it? Make it. Explain yourself. Your queen listens.
You doing all right?
I am doing fine. I'm just trying so hard to keep my little macro heart going as quick as I can. God.
It's
Like,
hard.
I've not even tried brutal with this character yet, so I'm like sweating extra hard to make sure that I'm like keeping stuff going.
You're good. You're good. As long as your buildings are doing something, you're probably doing okay.
AMC supplied us with eradicators. They've
Always
gone haywire.
the first pro tip for anybody is always just try to spend your money as fast as you can, and
Enemies
as long as you're
getting
building something, you're on the right path.
Stop 'em.
Your friends are in a bit of a pickle over there. Minerals pay the bills. The enemy's taking fire at your forces.
Nice work. Now we can focus on the infested again.
Enough minerals.
The cool thing about this mission, though, is that if you move a unit onto it, it actually lowers the timer for the takeoff by 1 minute. So
Yeah.
if you wait for it to force it, then it's a whole extra 60 seconds.
It won't be long before the noise draws
We
the
got
infested
this. We
to
got this.
location.
Some bad guys closing
I'm gonna
in
go
on
into
you.
Brood Lords and make things a bit easier for us.
Okay.
Your allies are in combat. You're gonna need more gas to fuel those. Your mutations complete. Not enough Vespine gas. Fix that.
Yes.
Your friends are in a bit of a pickle over there.
And if we need to hit the emergency button, I do have the mobilization wave for Kerrigan available.
Minerals pay
Yeah, I've got time stop as well, so
Nice.
we're all good. Just
My search.
okay. Archon's finally coming up.
Infested
Oh
on the
yeah.
road. We need to fight them off.
Your allies are in battle.
I am sensing
Find the
cloaked
minerals
units.
there, huh?
Two can play this game.
Oh, detection. Right. Good. Detection is a useful thing. I will get that.
Yep, I get that too.
Yes. Bold.
It's a temporary solution. I can just do
Enemy
this.
Stunned. Strike now. Speed.
Fleet beacon.
I like that we can blow this truck up too. This random truck.
Yeah, I don't understand what the truck even is. Is that just like an infested truck? Like what?
I guess it's not really explained. Like there's a truck that has some zombies in it when it blows up, but then there's just multiple trucks you can basically blow up for no reason that don't give you any real benefit or motivation to do it. They're just there,
Keep it up.
but they still count as infested. And I'm like, I don't know if the aliens came here that taking our F-150s would be their first goal, but
Your allies are in combat for that. Let's lend a hand.
Make it.
No, stalker.
I am the swarm. Your queen listens.
I finally got the second base set up a bit, and I'll also get some static defense there.
Somewhere else. You cannot morph that there. Overlord.
I'm just like, once I get my money going and I can actually start to build the Brood Lords, things should
Looks
get
like
a
the
lot
enemy is
easier.
heading for us. Let's go say hello.
Yeah, I'm just struggling to keep my army even alive. I'm not even microing them at all.
Spawn more overlords.
Like no stalker blinks actually coming out. I researched it. I put all the money in it, and then I'm not doing it.
It's all good though. We got this. We got this.
Speak.
So yeah, you guys get the same attack bonus as long as your ground units are on the creep, and I'll try to keep bringing that up with us too, because I gotta spread it as well.
You have my attention. My search continues. Your
All right.
yes. Make it quick.
Oh yeah, her mutas are super perfect for this mission, Rincewind. Hell yeah. Hey, Seatsuma, good to see you, buddy.
You don't have enough Vespine gas.
You have my.
You simply can't do that.
Immobilization wave is now available.
All right.
Speak.
So while we're setting up for this next one, then have you looked into like V60s then yet, or are you thinking about trying to go into pour over next with your coffee setup?
Yeah, I'm thinking pour over, but like just because like the couple of coffee snobs that I have around have said it's just so much better, but I don't really know like what it entails or how much work is actually involved in it.
We call that
It's
the
a-
But like
it's-
it kind of seems like to be the way.
worst work I've ever seen.
It's a decent little bit of work. I wouldn't say it's too much.
The
as a lazy-ish person, I don't like doing it every day, but it's also kind of like meditative in a way, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Like it's something that feels good to do. Oh yeah, your stalkers regenerate health on the creep now too. Dope. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Yeah. So for me, because that pour over is the main thing that I do, but you can also get like a mason jar with a sealed lid and make cold brew with that, and that's the other thing that I do. That's what I'm drinking right now.
Yeah, I used to have a D&D group that the husband and wife whose house we would go to play, they did their own cold brew in there, and like mason jars just like that, and they like swore by it.
Yeah, and that setup is really good because you can basically make 2 weeks of coffee in advance. Like, oh yeah, like if you cut it and limit the amount of it that you're using, like if you kind of like measure it out, then it can last a really, really long time. So that's what I do when I'm not. I set that up for the days that I don't feel like doing the pour over. But I have like a little V60, and I use like an electric kettle to heat up the water for it. So I usually grind the beans while I have the water going up to the boil, and then at that point it's just like you have like a little plastic, or if you get fancy, you can get little porcelain or metal V60s. That's just the little strainer thing. The filter goes in that. You dab it with a little bit of water, and then just to try to kind of keep it from being completely dry when you put everything in, you put the ground up beans in, you put hot water over it for like a couple seconds and then let it sit. The idea is to kind of like heat it up with the water before you actually do the full process of it. So it's a bit of work.
Yeah, it's
like,
a little bit of work, but
yeah,
it's probably worth it.
It'll taste really good. It does. It will taste good, and it does feel. It is like a soothing thing to do. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't replace whatever your quick and easy, convenient setup is. But it could be something that you try to slowly work in if you want to give it a shot, because it's not hard. It just takes time. Coffee requires a bit of patience and love when you do it like that. As I like to say, at least. As a coffee snob.
Yeah, so and then you just mostly stick with like local breweries, because like then you'll get, or not breweries, you know what I mean, where you get like fresh beans and stuff, right?
Yeah. That's the hard part though, because since I moved to Vegas, that's what I was talking about, is I haven't found a good local roastery. But yeah, when I was in LA, there's hipster coffee shops on every block, so at least that part was easy. This mission's always hard on brutal. I think we got this one. We got this one easy.
Yeah, we're good here.
Your forces are under attack. Your allies being attacked.
Speak.
People on that ship owe you their lives, but there are still a few more to get up in the air.
And then the next step to that is finding out whether your favorite coffee is, if you like to get like African blends or South American. Because when you get into that level with the pour over, all the flavor notes and stuff that you hear about really come out.
Yeah.
So I'm not crazy about like Ethiopian nut blends and stuff like that. I like Colombian or Jamaican a lot more.
I see. It just reminds me, I don't know if you ever watched Metalocalypse, that song that they do. It's about like, it's all about coffee, like Guatemala blend, Ethiopian blends of coffee.
Nice. I have to check that out. I don't think I've seen it.
It's an old Adult Swim thing from many years ago.
Ah. I'll have to check the archives then.
The mobilization wave is now.
Lightbringer's made its escape.
It's okay,
Blightbringer. They did a musical. It's like the song. The show is about basically a death metal band, and they did a musical. Like it's literally just a death metal musical, and it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. It's legitimately good.
That's all. That sounds dope. Death metal and conversations about coffee, I think, can work together. I can't say that I personally listen to a lot of death metal though. I'm more of I think the last 2 months, I think 99% of my songs played are The Weeknd. I've just kind of been. I'm very big on his latest album. I think it's like some of the greatest shit I've ever heard. Honestly, I've been very on that.
Yeah, I've got like 1 or 2 weekend songs on my own like off-stream playlist that I do enjoy, but I couldn't tell you a single album name by him or anything.
No, it's just After Hours. That the new one. That's the one the one in like 2020 is the one that I've just been all over. I can't get enough of it. I can't wait. He's gonna be. I think he's doing the Super Bowl too. So that's Reasons to Live. It's pretty high up on my list.
The enemy's taking fire at your flank.
Attack incoming. Get ready.
Allies are in combat. Let's lend a hand. Your mutation's complete.
Boldly.
Thanks, Luck. Love you, dude. Have a nice day, man.
Bad guys put our allies being attacked.
Cause they just spawn so many freaking zombies, and a lot of the basic ones don't give you like the essence bonus for Dahaka or Abathur. So only the big Chungus guys give you the essence gains. So if you
That's
kill a
kinda
lot,
annoying.
yeah, you kill a lot, and you don't really get the full reward of fighting armies this big on some of the other maps. Because they're like,
yeah,
oh,
huge
zombies
drop.
don't count.
Oh god.
We got this. We got this.
You have my attention.
Let's go, Mutas.
Make it.
I unlocked the Broodlord buff again for Kerrigan. That makes them move crazy fast, so I don't get caught out of position every time that a Doom drop hits. Makes life a lot easier.
Make it quick.
Immobilization wave is available, my queen.
What is it? Your queen listens.
So have you tried Karax yet then?
I have not tried Karax. He's on my short list of ones to do.
He's a very fun meme character with the instant building photon cannons and pylons and shield battery. Yeah, you can do.
You have my
I won't say he's the best, but like he's very good at cheesing in some very hard missions.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to be all about the turrets and stuff. Like, I was looking at the units, and it was kind of disappointing. Like, I didn't really like the unit spread he had. It kind of felt like I was just massing carriers eventually, and there was not really much else to do.
Well, you know
Like-
Karax, you figured him out.
yes. Quick.
Yeah, no, that is exactly what he does, though. You're 100% spot on.
Yeah, just mass the carriers and turrets, like, all over the place, I guess. I don't really know what else he does. I just feel like I can do mass turrets with pretty much any Protoss commander. It doesn't have to be Karax. So I don't know, like, I want
That's a
to
good
try
point.
him, especially because, like, Travis Willingham is...
Your queen.
I just enjoy any character that he voices, but
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Well, I think as you get into co-op, have you done like any of the mutation type stuff yet at all?
A little bit, yeah. I tried this week's one, and Turbo Speed Zerglings with old fungal growth and Storm is not fun, like not fair.
Yeah, I don't even play all the mutations because sometimes some of the ones that they have in there are just not fair. For lack of a better term, they're meant to be very deliberately difficult. At one time there was a mutation that would literally flip your camera, so that everything the game camera would be like flipped upside down. And it actually, because of the way that the camera works, once you get used to it, it actually made a lot of people sick and they had to take it out. It was pretty funny.
I believe it.
Yeah,
It just seems
Vertigo.
like one of those things you just don't do as a game dev. Like you don't touch that.
Yeah,
I feel
well,
like.
it was a too close to the sun moment for them. From what I had talked to them about, they were like, we just really wanted to try something different, and that was one of the ones that didn't hit. Hey, good job, dude. Good job. Crushed that brutal mission. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for the carry.
I think your Void Ray's put in quite a bit of work, if I'm being honest.
All right.
We're actually just about dead even tied, by the way, on the post game stats. So as far as the carry goes, we actually killed within. I had 667 and you had 674. So not only did you beat me, but we were within 7 zombies killed of each other on that one.
That's actually dope. I didn't even look at that.
Yeah, the stats screen is right. That little tab next to experience is
Yeah.
it's awesome. Oh, and I got the Raptor Zerglings now. Okay, now my Zerglings are really overpowered.
Are those the 3 spawn at a time ones, or are those the jumpy ones?
Jumpy ones. But they do 2 more base damage as well. So they're just better for a million reasons.
Yeah.
It's time to kick things off.
I went with those when I did the campaign for Zerg.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, I love those little interludes they have with Abathur, where like you get to see the 2 different evolutions and then like pick the one you want. Like, it just seems so much improved from Wings of Liberty.
Yeah, it was really well done. Because in Wings of Liberty, you never even see those units if you don't pick them, right?
Yeah.
Like some of them just straight up won't. Even the enemy AI never ends up having them, and you're like, okay, well. Or then you get the Predator, and you realize that the robot cat fighter is actually just. It's just a worse Hellbat that costs more.
Yeah. Yep.
You're like, okay, well, wish I didn't waste resources on this.
Yeah, because you can't go back.
Exactly.
That campaign really just did not age well. The other 2, though, I thought were great.
Legacy of the Void was actually, I think, my favorite of the 3 main campaigns, just because of it was like the final iteration of that process, right? With like the special units that you could have between Tal'Darim, Daylom, Nerazim, and then I don't know, that really badass intro where they're like, yeah, we're gonna give you 200 supply armies so that you kill infinite Zerg and feel like you're a god before we, you know, Samus Aran you and take away all your power.
Yeah, it was great. The whole thing was awesome.
Did you ever play the Nova Covert Ops single player missions?
I haven't tried that yet. That's a list of things to do, but I've just been no-lifing co-op instead.
I feel that. It's also very good. All I'm gonna say, as some of those missions, it's like a mix.
I installed I forget the name of it, but there's that StarCraft 1 full campaign and the StarCraft 2 engine mod.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what it's called. I just
Mass
started
Recall?
that. Yes, Mass Recall, and it was like for the couple missions I played, it was fantastic.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about that. That's one that I've been asked about quite a few times. Yeah, I actually haven't played that. I actually haven't played Mass Recall.
It feels so nice just hearing the old voice lines more than anything else.
Yes. Another that's like when I think about balls dropped in StarCraft 2, I'm like, why wasn't there a skin that had like the old Marine like attack sound, right? Because it used to be so, you know, but you're not alone in this, by the way, either. Everybody kind of agrees unanimously that the sound effects from Brood War were way more visceral, and the aesthetic was bangarang.
Brood War was my first online game. Like when I was just a little youngin', that was the very first online game that I had.
Looks like the enemy is heading for us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I played so much tower defense, dude. Oh my god.
Oh man. Yeah. It was similar to that for me. I got into Brood War off of Diablo because that was like the first computer game that my dad picked up, and he was like, yeah, you fight demons and stuff. Then he's like, oh yeah, these guys also made this space war game. And then my formative years were sunk into playing cat and mouse, Dragon Ball Z select all units with one unit, and with the one where you build the photon cannons in the fog of war.
Yes, so that way they stack up.
Yeah, stacked D. Good stuff.
Move quickly. We can't allow it to escape.
I have not experimented with any of the use map setting stuff in this game. I don't know if it like it probably just hits different, man. Like I don't know.
Some of the UMS in this game are actually really good. There were a couple of ones that were popular enough that they still have, like, you'll find rolling lobbies basically at any time that you're on. Direct Strike is really good, but that's like the TFT auto chess of SC2. That one was like, yeah, that one's been around for a really long time, actually. It predates all of those games significantly, but it's very good. And if you're like, I want to try a custom map, Direct Strike's a good one, because it's just literally like you get income over time, you set units to spawn in a wave, and the same wave appears forever. And they do like weekly modifiers where you get temporary units that are just for one wave but cost more, etc. All that stuff.
Main objective destroyed.
Our enemy has been brought low.
Queen, no.
I'm coming.
You have my attention. Our foes shall become our resource. Make it speak.
Easy peasy.
You simply can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, these Zerglings look so weird when before speed is done upgrading. They just look
Yeah.
really awkward. I don't like that. It actually kind of makes me uncomfortable.
You mean you don't have enough? That's your allies being attacked.
At least in 1v1, this is like one of the basic skins that you get for Zerglings.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
only
it's
when the
just the
speed
regular
is
Zerglings, yeah.
done. So it just
Yep.
really messes with my head to see them move slowly with the
Yes.
wings.
You have.
It's okay. I'm only 20 seconds away from my upgrade, and then my pain will go away.
You got to train to catch commanders. Don't want to miss it, do you?
Your Zerg have finished evolving.
Speak.
When I read, I saw like a thingy, Terminator, about how they did that for the Incredibles and stuff with the Elastigirl sounds, and it was wild.
You're gonna need more gas to fuel those memes.
Explain yourself.
You cannot morph that there.
Assimilation aura is ready, my queen.
It's
Give me that money.
Mutations complete.
make it quick.
Oh, good black hole. And that's what the dash moves for.
I've come this far. This is what you deserve. Boldly. No time like the present.
I'm floating so much money.
Explain yourself. I am the swarm. Make it.
The mutation is ready. Let's hope the enemy's
Immobilization
Things
wave.
a lot of energy.
The enemy moves against our base. Show them the
We got this. This is actually like one of my favorite missions.
I like this one a lot too.
Destroyed.
They could no more
I think this was also still just one of the best missions that they had in Wings of Liberty as well, for everything that was good and
Under attack.
good or bad or in between about that game. That the train mission was awesome.
I can definitely agree on that.
They almost put the diamond back in multiplayer, and they were like, well, obviously this unit would be very broken if you could just kite roaches and attack while moving and kill them in 3 shots. I was like, I don't know, guys. I feel like this one, I don't know. How bad could that possibly be, right? We should try it for a patch.
So I haven't played Terran with like all the Legacy of the Void units. So like I know out of factories there's that rocket launcher like truck thingy that like moves and that can shoot while moving. Like what's up with that? How do
The
people
Cyclone. The Cyclone. As I affectionately refer to it as the Roomba. The Roomba. But yeah, it's basically just a box that locks on to whatever the closest hostile unit is. Or you can manually target like anything, like a building or whatever, or destructible rocks. But that's basically it. So if you get within like 7 range, I think, it locks on, and then it just does like a decent bit of damage over time, and but you can kite it up to like 14 range away so that it can't die. But you have to keep vision of the target. So it's like it turns into a little micro dance. So
Okay.
yeah, but the unit itself has very low amount of hit points. It doesn't really have a lot of It doesn't really have like any survivability or sustain. So
Okay.
Cyclones are like a high risk, potentially high reward unit because they're single target. So it's not you don't usually like they're not very good against like Zergling based armies or anything like that because you'll just always end up never having enough because they're expensive
Right.
and they take a long time to build. Like many factory units. I like Cyclones a lot. I had a couple cheese builds that I really enjoyed doing with them on the ladder.
Main objective destroyed.
And then you've got now oh god, what are they called? This is the new spider mines. Like they're their own unit now instead of just being like
Your forces
Oh yeah,
part of
Widow
the
Mines.
Vulture.
are in battle.
Or Widow Mines, yeah.
Yeah, Widow Mines are fun. Widow Mines are fun.
Let's hope the enemy.
They finally hit those guys with like the serious nerf hammer for one of the first times in like the last 2 years, so that when they shoot, you can see them. You can see them after they fire now, because before someone would drop one in your mineral line, kill all your workers, and then it would be invisible, and it'd be like, okay, well now you're still just kind of boned because they don't. You still can't see them if you don't have detection early on in the game, right? Kind of like a DT rush. So they made it so that after they shoot, they reveal themselves. But yeah, they do like 150 damage to whatever they hit. It's wild.
They do a lot.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
Yes.
I was watching some, I forget what tournament it was watching. I watched a couple of matches and I saw just some of these like mine drops going into people's mineral lines, and it's ridiculous, man.
Oh yeah, it was so good that's as far as I know, that's still one of the most standard builds, like versus Protoss, is you still go for it, even though they reveal after they shoot. Just because one good shot can kill like 15 probes.
Yeah.
And then what do you do, right? Like, honestly, like you just kind of, you lose that many workers at the beginning of the game and you don't do anything back to the Terran, then you're in for a rough time. Finally getting Hydralisks out. And we survive this wave and I can move into lurkers.
I'm getting demolished.
Yeah, this one's pretty tough. They got a lot. They got a lot here. Oh my god. Okay, well, how about this? If we just stop one train this wave, if we can stop one train this wave, we won't game over on it.
Okay. Which one are we doing?
Bottom one, I think, is going to be the one that we can get to. Yeah, I don't have enough. I don't really play a tremendous amount of Zerg normally, so when my baseline strategy doesn't work, I do end up scrambling a little bit. We may end up game overing on this one. I just don't have enough larva. I can't spend my money. They killed all my queens, and I can't use injects anymore. I think it's, if 2 escape, then it's over, and I think we're there. I think we hit the sad 2.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna finish this one. My base is getting obliterated anyways.
Okay, well, I'll spare us the defeat screen, and I'm gonna just rage quit then. And we just queue right back up. That's okay. It doesn't count. Easy peasy. I just gotta rush the lurkers faster. I was like, Zerglings should be fine, and then they've got just an insane amount of disruptors just blowing up everything in one shot, and I'm like, okay. Did not work as I was hoping.
No.
Thank you for the resub, Alric. Who's gives it rip?
So is Dahaka just mass mutalisks and like do the upgrade that makes him respawn for free? Is that basically just all you do with him? Or is there like any more nuance?
that's not a bad strategy. I feel like Dahaka is so strong that, like, when I think about playing him, I just kind of think about him as like, and here I'm gonna do a game of where's my Stukov? Where are my eyes? There we go. I think of Dahaka as like just playing as Godzilla, and he's like, it's just like a MOBA character where you're like, oh yes, the beginning of the first 10 minutes of the game is just like playing League or Dota. You're just farming creeps, getting Dahaka really fed and strong, and once he hits the tipping point, then yeah. Once Dahaka gets fed, like, it's over. He can just kind of roll through anything. He's Godzilla. Yeah, his mutas are good. His guardians are really good.
Minerals don't grow on trees, you know.
I haven't played with his guardians like pretty much at all.
Just the range is really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, this mission.
This gets rough with the attack waves.
Yes. Well, this was the one that they had. This was the one that was made by. This was like for the contest that they did. This map won a contest to get put in the game as a co-op mission.
Gotcha.
And it's a little bit rough around the edges, but yeah, this one gets painful with the trucks. Gets painful with these trucks. Yeah, someone in chat's like, my only win ever as Terran was because of the invisible widow mines. I'm like, yeah, I feel like that's probably the case for a lot of people. I feel like a lot of folks feel similarly.
Get him, Dahaka. You're so strong.
Level 1, no items, no mana. Just doing 20 damage per second. Trying to kill a few zombies.
He's helping.
Hey, we will get there eventually. With the truck, it can't fight back, so it should happen. It should happen. Thank you, Ubu Pair, for the 4-year resub. How are you doing, man? How are you doing, buddy? Happy Saturday, everybody.
Well done.
I forgot how to put drones on my stupid Vespine gas. I'm so used to Vorazun.
Oh yeah.
Feels bad.
No, I get the same way because with Nova and when you said drones, I was like, oh my god, okay, Swan, because he has the drones that he puts on the gas. You still need workers for it, but you just get extra gas for free from him.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and then trial by combat for the evolution on Dahaka is also pretty metal.
I have not had a chance to play Swan yet, but I did have earlier today a dude just quit and I had to play his Swan, so that was fun trying to figure out how that worked.
A sadly common scenario that happens.
Infestation does have its strengths, you know. An apocalypse is ready for spawn.
This should be enough to mostly clear it out, right?
Has taken an interest in our base.
And I do have the prestige for Dahaka that gives nearby units the buff of his eating.
Oh, okay. So I want to hug Dahaka then. When they say all friendly units, they usually do mean it. So that's I don't.
Yep, all nearby friendly, yeah. So yeah, it'll be you too.
That's how we do it. Stukov's got a bit more wind up as far as production goes because you have to invest like a stupid amount of money into his oh wait, this is where my truck. I'm the guy. I'm the bad teammate not using their truck.
I believe in you. You can do it.
Can do it.
You did it. Construct's just rubble now. That's one truck down.
Oh no, my undead zombies that respawn are gonna get blown up in the nuclear fire. No. Okay. And now we have a second base.
Okay, this leaves us with 3 more sectors to destroy.
It won't remain intact for long.
Oh my god, your base is a walk.
Yeah. Stukov's infested Terran is some messed up stuff. I straight up had nightmares the first time when Stukov dropped, and they're like, yeah, no, all of your buildings just have legs. They don't float. They just all your stuff just walks around now. And I'm like, this just makes me uncomfortable. We got some like Rick and Morty Cronenberg planet level stuff going on with the infested.
Mobius Corps knows we're here, and they're transferring the weapons data from the outposts on this battle station. If you have a chance, steer your truck that way. It'll corrupt the data and stop it from ever being used.
Bonus mission. Well, let's see. At least I don't. A nice thing about the zombie waves is they do endlessly respawn, so can't feel too bad about that.
Your mutation's complete.
I also really like Stukov's call downs because you have the infest building, but also you have that defensively, and then just a giant battle cruiser that shoots tentacles out, mind controlling everything. You know, that's just
great.
It's yeah. I think that's the coolest.
This is only temporary.
Some bad guys closing in on your army.
Our opponent is using cloaked units. Without detection.
I can become detector. Easy.
Bad news,
Problem solved.
Attack wave is coming for your truck.
Oh, my truck's gotta get over here. Come on, little truck.
Yeah, see my. I don't.
Oh, truck, you're going the wrong way, buddy.
All right, once I get my tank upgrades, things can get fun.
Good work. That's one less construct to deal with.
Oh, this attack wave.
Oh no, I blocked it. My battle cruiser crashed and it blocked the truck. No, it's not what I was going for. Push me. Can the units hug it? Can we push it? Can we push to the spot? No, okay, I just gotta wait for it to blow up.
Oh boy.
I hope you didn't tell anybody I was an expert on this game or anything. That would be embarrassing.
Nah, I don't think anyone here
Okay,
even
thank
knows
God.
what this game is.
Okay,
So we're fine.
I'm just playing. We're good. We got the truck here. Bonus objective complete. Look at that. Gamers gaming. It's beautiful. So you just been mega hard on the co-op grind then, huh?
I have, yeah. And whatever little bits of free time I have, like if I'm not doing like the main stuff, it's just been this on the side.
That's awesome.
I'm enjoying my time.
Gamon's minions have found your truck's location. Expect
Although
to
I feel
attack
like
soon.
it's gonna get boring pretty quick if I don't have like gamers to game with. So
Yeah, no,
oh
I
God,
feel that.
Dahaka, please don't be dead.
I'm bringing my truck.
I think my truck died. Yeah, it did.
I thought my truck was gonna like do like a respawny type thing, but what it actually did was not that. It just came back out of the bonus objective, and I'm like, okay, I didn't actually expect that for some reason. But Stukov siege tanks, the infested ones, have 18 range.
That's what?
There are people that try to argue that Stukov mech is not good, and then I'm like, his tanks have 18 range.
How do people even argue that that's not what?
Well, I mean, they used to not, so I get that part, but yeah.
Clock's ticking, everyone.
All right. I got one truck in position. My tank should kill this in like, yep, there we go. Okay.
Are they gonna just move while sieged?
Now for the other truck.
Well, they
Is
have
that
the
what I'm
legs
seeing?
too. They don't actually use the tank parts. Like the tank is a shell, if that makes sense on these guys. Everything about him is messed up. I think Dahaka's about to get nuked though.
Where the fuck is Dahaka at? Oh, he's dead. Okay. That's where he's at.
Trucks to 2 more sectors.
I always build extra drones when I play him because of the you
Yeah.
can just click like 5 drones to his little spot, right? And then he just comes back.
Head east and you'll find
Yeah,
the sector
I just have a
before
bad
you know it.
habit of moving everything, so that's why he didn't leave the area.
That's what co-op's for though. Working as intended. Just getting blown up and respawning in 5 seconds anyway. I got a decent amount of infested bunkers to cover us here too.
They're transferring their data so they can build additional weapons elsewhere. If you have time to escort your truck to them, it'll disrupt the connection. Consider it a target of opportunity.
Infestation does have its strengths, you know.
Your forces are under attack. Some bad allies closing in on your army.
The enemy's targeting your truck's coordinates. Keep an
All
eye
right.
out.
So I should be able to get my truck up this ramp, and the tanks are already on the bottom. Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh my god, 10 frames. Let's
Yeah, it's. I guess I should have gave a small warning there. That's also another one of Stukov's amazing features is the ability to crash people's games. One of my favorite bugs that ever happened in co-op was I don't know if you've played it all with Zagara, but
Not yet.
so she has banelings that can like split up. So when they die, when they blow up or die, either one, it's basically the same thing for them. They spawn like 2 more mini banelings underneath them or something like that. Except there was a glitch where you could cue the detonations before they happened. So you could like tell a baneling to explode like 30 times when it dies instead of just blowing up once. And it worked.
Oh.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be.
Yeah. So, but once you unlocked the ability, oh my goodness, I see what's going wrong here. There are a tremendous amount of lurkers outside of my base that I cannot.
Detection.
Oh, okay, that helps. And yeah, well, easy. Okay, problem solved. Thank you, sir. But yeah, so I think it was maybe this bug was maybe publicly known for like 3 days, but I got up to 1,000 supply, and it was straight up 1 FPS Fiesta, which is just one frame, and I had something like, because I just held 40 banelings to each detonate 40 times, so they all spawned.
Yep.
Yeah, so it just spawned like 800 mini banelings, and you could pretty much just smite anything on the map at that point.
Mobius research outpost is almost finished uploading its data.
Okay, we just gotta get the truck here. Easy peasy.
Bad news, commanders. An attack wave is coming for your truck. Good work. That's one less construct to deal with.
Nice. All right, we're in the clear.
Oh, these lings.
Just gotta get our stuff out of here now.
Get to safety. It's about to blow.
Let's hope the enemies know.
What's our target?
I need so much more gas.
Some bad guys closing in on your armor.
I needed to build another 2 factories. Ay, ay, ay. I have more money than I thought I would.
Enemy hunts us, but they shall be the hunted.
I personally think Stukov is one of the best commanders in the game, though. I think
He
in
seems
terms of
very
his
strong.
in terms of his kit and his setup, the fact that his siege tanks can siege and then like burrow tunnel across the map, and then they all fire at once is just cracked.
Yep.
And I think I got whatever your Dahaka buff was. Yeah, so apparently my tanks move faster. Oh boy. Oh, your prestige is pretty fun.
Yep, and now they can attack air.
What?
The Alexander is ready for you.
I don't even.
Forces are under attack.
Has science gone too far?
Spawn more overlords.
Well done. Constructs down.
Killing my Ravisaurs, stupid boss. There we go.
Oh, FPS warning.
Well, I didn't have any to begin with, so it's fine.
This is why it pains me that the new AMD processors are like impossible to get, because apparently they do this. Apparently they handle the very low FPS situations in StarCraft specifically like better than anything.
Wow, I did not expect that, because I thought this game wasn't it limited to like, is it 2 threads or 4 threads?
So the engine for this game only actually runs on 1 thread. It will use 2 cores, but the second one is for physics. The way to verify this is if you look at a replay, the physics change every time the same thing happens, even though the replays themselves don't change. But so those aren't tied to the engine, because the reason why FPS is so bad is each client does all of the AI and simulation and everything for all of the units in the game at all times. So that's why FPS drags when you have lots of units in this on screen or in late game and stuff, just because you always have that. But I know a couple pro gamers and streamers who are able to get their hands on that. And they were like, I think TLO was telling me his game doesn't even go below 150 FPS anymore, like period, because of it. Yeah, because the single thread performance on the 5000s are that good.
Wow. Jeez, I might have to upgrade then, because it does slot into my. I have a 3950X, so it should slot right into my motherboard. I think I have there's like the B450 motherboard, then there's like the X570 is the better.
Yeah, I have X570.
Yeah, so do I. So the newer CPU should just slot right in, right?
Yeah, you should be able to just plug it in with absolutely no problem.
That's what I like to see. Well, if I can ever get one.
Let me think. Just 1 second. What do I want to meme with here? Okay. And build some battle cruisers.
I tried Raynor for 1 game, and I just didn't like him.
He's a bit boring. He's extremely basic. on the surface level. I think once you have him leveled up and with some of the weird prestiges that they gave him, he gets a little bit more interesting. Like masteries are huge for like mech attack speed and things like that. But
yeah,
I don't disagree with you. His medics can heal mech units is about the only thing that's really nice.
That is pretty wild. It just seemed like so much work to like have to prestige him over and over. Like there's so much work involved. I just I don't know.
Totally feel that. Totally feel that.
I think that's my biggest complaint about the co-op in this in general is that you have to play so much to like get all your get the prestiges you want and
that's a very interesting perspective to hear for someone like me though, because a lot of that type of stuff was added years after co-op was initially built because so many people played it so much that we were like, we need more. No, yeah, exactly. Like Prestige was one of the last. Actually, Prestige was the final thing they added for co-op, and that was something that I remember I'd had a lot of conversations with the devs about, where I'm like, guys, look, I've got every single person maxed. I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, can I at least reset and do like a new series where I play all the guys from level 1 again? Like, you got to give us something that we can work with. And they're like, well, we don't really know. Is this something that people want? And then eventually it happened, and yeah, it is funny though, because I can see how it comes across as very overwhelming if you're new, right? There's like so many things to look at.
Yes, because if you've been doing it for a while, then it's finally like new content. Yay! Like you'll take it just because new content. But yeah, it's rough for like coming in from my perspective, because like I see like, oh well, this 4th prestige on Dahaka is sweet. I want to have 2 Dahakas, but I can't just like prestige once and have that. I have to prestige him 3 times. It's like, fuck.
Yeah. And there's the elusive portraits that they have hidden for those who hit like the highest of the mastery or whatever. And
really?
I mean, I like to think that I have played a lot of co-op in my days. I think I'm like level 267 or something, but the highest one you can get is 1,000. And there are people that have been there for a while that just like, I guess they pretty much don't play any games other than co-op. And yeah, that's the final one. I think there's like a peanut butter and a Stepman one. That's if you get to level 1,000 in co-op, which at this pace, maybe I'll hit in 7 years.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely exclusive. I'll give you that. Like, if anyone gets it, like, you have the maximum exclusivity. Yeah. And congrats.
Exactly. Oh, okay. Bunch of Zerglings. I think a cheeky stimmed Firebat might be able to just solo this wave. I'm kind of interested to try this out.
Oh, they're in your base. Oh boy, I'm coming back.
Oh lordy. Here's a quick fixer-upper. Okay, my one Firebat could not kill everything.
Godzilla. That stupid fire breath is so the animation for it is absurd.
Oh yeah, everything about Dahaka is just so over the top. That's what makes him awesome.
I took such a long break from StarCraft. I met a lot of these characters through Heroes of the Storm long before I had any idea who they were in StarCraft.
Oh.
So like, I didn't know what a Dahaka was, but I played him in Heroes and I was like, oh my god, this character is sick.
I'm going to build some medics for your Zerg guys. I think that's my play here while I
slowly
make my way up to battle cruisers. I'm trying to get there.
Oh, it really helped. Oh, I should stop building all these Hydras and like get the tech I need before I... Okay, there we go.
I'm like, once we get past this first wave, we buy ourselves a couple minutes of breathing room.
Minerals don't grow on trees, you know.
And I just like to abuse the fact that the co-op mineral patches have stupid amounts of resources on them, so getting extra command centers early for Raynor is huge for the eco spike. But yeah, that's the kind of tedious stuff you have to do to play Raynor.
Oh, do you? Oh, so you have a second command center? You're literally going to be mining like off both centers, or like?
No, just
or
to
is this
call
for
down the mules. Just for the mules, the robots that mine for
okay,
you.
Okay, yeah. I used to manor mule people all the time.
It's the only real way to get more income than like what the standard setup would typically allow for. Because like outside of that, you have to take another base, or you just build 5 command centers and drop mules.
On you for idle chatter. The psionic support from your armies is the key to my victory. Move them near me now.
That Dahaka buff thing that you have though is quite wild, I must say.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. I didn't even want the buff at first, but I just like got it because I was like, oh, I want the battle buddy Dahaka when I prestiged, and then I didn't have a choice. But now that I have it, it's like, no, this is amazing. I'm happy that I have it.
What's the plan?
Psionic support from the hybrids turns the tide in
Oh
anyone's
boy.
favor. Put an end to
Right,
it now.
right. We gotta deal with this. We gotta deal with this. Okay, well, I can kill the bad guys in our base pretty easily.
Okay.
Oh my god. Whatever goop they put on my units makes the screen look real funky.
So, I'm getting buried here.
Beautiful. And that's that. Honestly, this is the most fun thing about playing co-op is just when you get all your shit together and you just blow up an enemy army in 3 seconds.
Yep.
Something's in the way. Your building can't land.
Okay. Get the second base taken.
Your allies are in combat. Let's lend a hand.
Yeah, coming in hot with some support.
The doctor is in.
It's funny though, because Dahaka's buildings move around too in a kind of weird way.
Yeah, I haven't really played with that at all. Unless like I'm just like BMing the AI and I unroot all my buildings and walk them in at the end. But
Yeah, they can straight up fight, right? Like that's that's
yeah, wait, they can fight?
yeah. Dahaka's buildings can fight if you unroot
they
them.
Fight?
Yeah, if you look at it, it has an attack.
Yeah,
It's wild.
Yeah, what?
I mean, if you have to fight with Dahaka's buildings, you're probably gonna lose the game. But if you really are really far ahead and just bored and really want to style on someone, well, style on Amon, yeah.
I want to mass hives and just like walk into a base with like 10 hives.
I've done it before. It's very tedious. You won't want to do it a second time, but doing it once, yeah, not a bad idea. It's not the worst. It's not the worst thing you could do. Okay, let's kill some hybrid bastards. Keep my healers. I'm just gonna tag them onto you and just micro my BCs. Oh, they've got Scourge. That doesn't make me. I don't like that. Oh, I see. So for my battle cruisers, your thingy that makes them do the oh wow, yeah, the stat buffs from your Dahaka are insane. Yeah, so instead, because my BCs already attack air, it just makes them have more range.
Ah.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Did they ever give the co-op ones attack ball move? Yes, they did. Okay. Whew. That's the greatest achievement of my StarCraft career, was convincing them to let the multiplayer battlecruisers attack while moving. I'm like, guys, it's co-op.
That's your fault.
They're like, well, no one ever builds battlecruisers, and then then the conversation comes up: should people be building them, right? Like, can the game be fair if this unit is something that people use somewhat regularly? And I'm like, well, hey, at the very least, this will probably have the least amount of impact on, like, whether they're broken, because it just makes them able to do their damage in a fight. And then they got like a nerf or two after that one, but I was pretty happy with it. It made them viable. People use them now in competitive play. That was the patch that made people start using them, really.
I've seen like some battle cruisers in the few matches I've been watching lately, but it just seems so like infrequent.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, as you get practice against it, it becomes a lot less difficult to deal with, but it's still good enough that it's one of those, like, pocket builds that pros throw out
Yeah.
And I've won a pretty disgusting number of games on the ladder with pretty much nothing other than battle cruisers. They're fun units.
Hyperion's on its way.
Oh god, Dahaka's exploding right now. What did they put on him?
Oh, is that a radiate? Oh no, that's corruption.
It is
Okay.
corruption.
Yeah, so you take 20% extra damage from all sources.
Yeah, and I could feel it. That was a lot of damage.
All right. I'm just going to rally my barracks to Dahaka and keep making medics. I'm like, as long as Dahaka has medics, I don't think we can lose.
Yeah, I've always had my stuff just rally to Dahaka. It's the easiest way to do stuff.
We will answer.
And then I let my battle cruisers just kill everything.
I can sense the elemental's unrest. Slay it before it scurries.
Do I need to
away
attack
breed.
air? Yeah, not really.
I wonder if I could just kill this. Oh, there's an invisible dude. The other nice thing about Raynor is scans.
Yep.
All right, let me see if I can just... How much time do we have? Can I smite it? I think we got it. Nice. We had like 7 seconds to go, but we did it. And the enemies here.
Detestable elementals. Eliminate them if you
Oh my god, my battle cruisers are getting blown up.
possess immense
Oh my lord, these guys deal damage.
or that power will belong to their champion.
Man, the corruption off of these devourers is insane.
Not enough your allies being attacked. This costs gas, and you need more of it.
That's a lot of bad boys. Did anybody ever tell you about the April Fool's event that they did with co-op the one year?
What happened?
So, I think it was April Fool's like 2017. They the co-op mutation was they like put some sort of like meme descriptor for it, where they're like, you have to help defeat the final ultimate enemy that gives Amon all of his strength, and it just turns out to be whoever you queue up with or your random teammate. It spawns you with your co-op commander in a 1v1 on Steps of War, the smallest 1v1 map. Yeah.
Steps, yeah.
Yeah, so it basically puts you into a co-op 1v1 on Steps of War, and it was actually one of the most, I think it was one of the most fun events they ever did, because
that's sweet.
It was just full meme tier BS.
I've always wondered what it would be like if they like enabled something like that in like a I don't know, I'm sure there's like use map settings that let you do that, maybe like you can do commanders.
Yeah, there's custom extension mods and stuff. You can already do it, yeah. But it was one of those things that was just like wild, because people have been like a lot of fans of it were like, oh, should we do this? And then the devs had the slightly strong position of, well, we don't really need to give co-op players a reason to hate each other more than bad teammates, right?
Yeah.
You know, they're like we don't really. So like we're not really interested in like turning that group of people into the same, like, you know, the hardcore people that already kind of shout about balance all day.
Yeah.
People are very sensitive to discussions of balance in StarCraft.
Yes, I remember from my limited time playing on the ladder, it was not super healthy to read.
Nobody likes to lose, especially not in this game. But then you have like 15 battle cruisers and you just kind of move command through everything, and it feels good.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently those devourers actually do make your units die really fast.
Yeah, when I play Abathur, I do try to have like a decent devourer count in my army, because like that corruption is it's so much damage.
Oh yeah. The last waves of units are going to spawn right here in this bottom right corner. Let's get them.
Your allies are in combat. Let's lend a hand. gas to fuel those needs.
Yes, Commander.
I think we need to push Janara just a smidge more.
Yep. Units are on the way.
This was a pretty badass mission though, from Legacy of the Void, right? The whole rack shear thing was quite metal.
You're gonna need more gas to fuel those needs.
Yeah, I quite liked it as just like a mission idea.
Amon's hybrids are greatly enhancing his champion's strength. They must be eliminated immediately.
Bop.
Got him. That's my favorite thing to do with Dahaka is look for the energy units because that EMP or whatever, the explosion is huge.
Yeah. I saw them like grouping up and I was like, oh baby, here we go.
Oh, really? Yes, Commander. Yes, sir.
Boom, boom. That should be
I wish
that.
Tyrannosaurs were better.
Yeah, they suck, don't they? I love thorns in like anything, but you know, this I guess it comes back to like a common like StarCraft discussion where like the armies deal so much damage that tanks are kind of like the tanky units are just never good because it's all about dealing like crazy amounts of damage in a span of like 5 seconds.
Yeah. Ooh, one more mastery point. Let's go.
Nice. I think I just went up another level. I think I'm 268 now. Life is good.
Only 6.5 years to rank 1,000.
Only 6.5 years now. Getting there. I think they do that part well though with like the first win of the day bonus XP and all that. Like they encourage you to play at least one game of co-op a day, which is really not that hard, right? Like
yeah, it does not take long.
Some of these missions have like kind of scripted timers with when the waves spawn and like if like you know the Welcome to the Jungle map, the Stepman one, like that map is always, I think it like ideally it always ends up being like 36 minutes long is how long it takes from start to finish. Like there's nothing you can really do to change that unless you let a bot die. I don't even know if that actually changes the timer on it, but and then I think
one bot dying doesn't, but 2 will. But if you're playing on low enough difficulty where 2 doesn't instantly fail you, then who cares? So.
Yeah.
Not enough minerals.
I haven't done this mission for a little while actually.
I think this is one of the harder ones that was in. A lot of people couldn't beat this one when they first added it. Really? It was before one of the reworks that buffed a lot of the co-op commanders was when this one dropped, and this was...
I see.
Yeah, a lot of people complained about how impossible it was to win on this. It's a good one though. I feel the bonus objective is kind of impossible. I don't almost ever attempt it.
Man, it's been so long since I've played this. What was the bonus on this?
It's just the warp prism. It's like, oh, defend the warp prism that is spawning in the enemy base and flying to another part. You have to you have to destroy the first sliver and then clear all that infested stuff out north of it without basically losing anything. You just die.
Yeah, it's tough.
Not very cash money.
No.
Minerals now. Get them. Not enough minerals.
I do like the mastery for making the chrono boost stronger though. That's one of my favorites, especially on Karax. You just build stuff and it takes no time at all.
That's sweet.
Our foe is making their move. We must be ready.
Well, nice thing about Karax, don't have to worry about too much with this guy. At least defensively.
Not enough minerals. Your upgrade is done. Not enough minerals. Minerals now. Get them.
Yeah, I guess escort missions in most games usually just suck too. It's not.
I hate that when my warp gate tech finishes, it forces my gates to transform instantly, and I lose, like, if I'm like really close to finishing a unit. It's kind of annoying.
It still does that if you're building a unit?
Yes, if you're building a unit, it cancels the unit and it just instantly transforms.
Huh.
Yeah, that's annoying.
No, I did not actually realize that it did that. That's, huh. Yeah, that is super annoying. Okay. Now I begin the very slow crawl with my photon cannon army of death.
Minerals now. Get 'em.
I think I can just put the long range guy in your base though.
That'd be nice.
Shade hybrid will awaken soon unless you destroy a sliver.
Not enough minerals.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes. It's plenty. The only thing I don't like about this map, I guess one of the things that make it really hard, is you can't mind control any of the little shadow guys. You can't. None of those effects work.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna start this next upgrade. If you have any upgrades you want to start them now. I'll do the big boost.
Yeah, go ahead.
I am activating Chrono Boost now. That should greatly increase the output of our structures.
It's so crazy. I don't have the money to
Oh
even
yeah,
support this.
yeah. It's you never can. It's too powerful.
Not enough minerals.
Oh, I should have been making an army too. Ooh boy. Okay, whatever. I know.
The first void sliver is no more, but many remain.
But many
It
remain.
appears the enemy is advancing. Prepare to meet them
But
in
yeah, like this
combat.
prism's gonna go up to this spot, and I'm like, I don't know. Do I want to spend 1,000 resources to try and kill this stuff? Like, I don't know.
Maybe we can try. I'll come up.
Give it a shot.
And it could use any defenses you
What's the worst that happens? We lose the mission.
That's true. Well, I don't know, man. They say I've been told if you die in the game, you die in real life. You gotta be careful. There's nothing worse in life than losing a game of StarCraft, even if it is against the AI.
What if I get lag in RL? I'm dead.
All right. Actually, I think we did it. Did they make this easier to do? Huh. I wonder if they ever patched that. Giant laser beam.
I froze them, so.
That you know what? That probably did it then. Good. Thank you. That's me paying attention right there. Very effectively, of course. All right, now let's get our expansion. Make life good.
We can evacuate everyone in this area.
Man, Dahaka gets me in such bad habits with not having to worry about supply.
Yes. Co-op does that so bad. I mean, I'm not building units. I've just got a probe running around, putting cannons everywhere.
Yep.
I have
That is your
detected
army.
an incoming
That's a good army.
That's it.
They are moving swiftly.
Not enough minerals.
It's cool how well his repair synergizes though with other Protoss commanders. Keeps it very easy to. Pretty much everything I get an upgrade is good for both of us.
I believe they call that keeping it 100. Is that what they say?
You know that one, not sure. I'll take it though. I'll take it. And then the one probe dies, and my ability to do anything goes away.
Why don't you have like super probes? I don't understand.
That's where they draw the line. That's where Blizzard drew the line with the overpowered BS. They're like, should we give him a mega probe? Should we give Karax a Probius? And they're like, no. Phoenix gets. Oh, you've got to be shitting me.
Oh no.
All right, there you go. Problem solved. I was not in the mood for that noise.
I love Probius. I forgot he existed. Thank you.
You can get him with Phoenix.
Excuse me.
It's an Easter egg. You can get Probius in the game if you play as Phoenix. All you have to do is build one. If you build all of the hero AIs that are in the game that you can get, like for every single unit, then one of your probes turns into Probius, and you'll always have one.
That's great.
Yeah.
I've never noticed that before.
Yeah, I don't think it has any special stats. It might do extra damage, but it's still a probe, so.
It's better.
But yeah, it's straight up. It has its own little skin, and it says Probius and everything.
Perfect.
Minerals now.
They did well in that part of the fan service. So to saturate this next base, I'm gonna wait until I have like a little more minerals, and then I'm gonna use the super chrono, so we can just crank out workers for it. If you have any upgrades that you need to start soon.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be ready in time.
I can wait a little bit. It's not that big a deal.
The enemy has mobilized.
Just let me know when you can get something.
You already said once we're gonna die in real life.
That's true. That's true. That's true. I would hate to risk spoiling the opportunity.
Boost activated. Our structures should research and create units much more quickly now.
Yeah, there's just a lot. There's a lot to kill in this map.
Not enough minerals. Minerals
Make your preparations. The evacuation will resume soon.
What is money, dude?
Yeah, that Probius Easter egg was in the game since the very beginning, actually.
Your turrets got this?
You know what? These guys will get it. I got the stun upgrade for my orbitals. I think we'll be fine. Okay, well you got the cleanup duty then. We're good.
Hey, help your friends.
No, that one turret.
The one big boy, the big chungus.
Oh no, 2 turrets. There's no way it's gonna survive. Whatever will we do?
Our allies are being attacked.
Oh yes, the death wish warp prism. Actually, yeah, no, they must have changed the path that it takes. It actually, it seems like it's actually pretty doable, this bonus objective. That's weird.
I mean, no.
The hybrid has drawn most of the power from the temple. Shatter avoids.
Oh yeah.
Whatever, I'm just doing it.
Disrupting time now. Be ready to attack.
I'm right behind you.
Minerals.
I'm throwing some shield batteries for good measure. Man, they made Karax's batteries not start with energy, though. I did notice that.
Oh, they used to?
I feel like they used to start with more than... It feels like they only have like 30.
The ship will stop here to pick up more survivors.
An enemy force is en route to our position.
I must warn you, the ship will be leaving shortly.
Oh, I need to get energizers. That's what I need. These guys are still good.
Hey, they're attacking our base.
But I'm like, as long as I keep building shield batteries, our units shouldn't die either.
Be on your guard. The evacuation ship is underway.
All right, we got 1 minute to blow this blow this one up. You can do it.
Oh shit. Yeah, let's do that.
Not enough minerals.
We haven't a moment to spare. The hybrid is rising.
On hero probe. Here, have cloak.
We must plan accordingly.
Giant death laser. Let's go. Oh, that cloak is super helpful. Yeah, let's keep advancing with batteries and cannons for detection.
Pylon is being roughed up. Mineral base is under attack. Our allies are being attacked. We need a tad bit more energy.
Uh-oh. I do not know if we're going to be able to kill it.
Hey, help your friend.
Damn. Yeah, this one's hard.
Yeah.
This is what we get for trying to do the bonus objective. They made the bonus objective easier, and then they're like, oh, by the way.
It's just a debate. It's a debate.
Yeah, and by the way, Palpatine unlimited power all over our bases. Not cool. Yeah, that's definitely the hardest one to do, because I don't feel like we were sitting. I don't feel like we were like sitting on our hands for a moment there, but they're like,
no, not really.
You got a million things you have to do there.
I should probably just like stick to like Abathur or something, because like I'm moving my army a lot, and like I'm not microing stuff around well enough. Like I'm not using like the stalker like blink heal invisibility thing.
That's a bit
That'd be
tricky.
Super helpful.
There's a lot of stuff to manage with it. I never build like variety in my armies for that reason. I'm like, all right, I just try to stick with one thing that I can micro a ton, try to keep control of, not think about it too much.
Not enough minerals. Minerals now.
All right, let me see if I can do an ascendant build. That's the dank meme for.
My people have to be evacuated as soon as possible.
Alaric, when I've seen him played, seems decently strong. I don't know if he's like actually like good.
He's in between, because he has some units that are really powerful, like the Colossi with like 15 range that deal 100 damage. But if you're like in this zombie map, those units are not as good, because this map also has like pretty decent. Like not only there are a ton of units, so it's like you get swarmed, but there are also like those air units that are really annoying with like the banshees and everything. So you kind of have to have some mix, or you just need AOE.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to try to do. I want to have a meaty army, and I want to try to use the ascendants, because they have like the laser beams that just kill everything. The little balls of energy they shoot out.
How is Artanis?
Very generic and very good. Like he's just generally strong because his passive is overpowered. I think like anything that dies comes back to life. So
yeah,
it's kind of hard to beat that. But then everything else he has is just generally, it's like regular Protoss but overtuned a little bit. Gotcha. Like he has most of the normal units you'll get, except dragoons instead of stalkers. But he's like, yeah, they're all just better versions of the 1v1 units.
I've been wanting to play him just specifically because he gets this regular High Templars. Like I've kind of been wanting to play with them, especially because they have like an actual auto attack now, and they didn't used to have that. So
yeah, that's why they put him into multiplayer too. They gave the High Templar the auto attack there as well because of it. It was that popular. And his Templar heal his units' shields when they storm, so you don't blow your own units up with storm. It heals them.
Yeah, that's Is that an upgrade you have to buy, or do you just get it with leveling up?
Yeah, it's an upgrade. You get it with leveling up, and it's on the Templar archives. Like you research Storm first, and then you research that, and then his Archons can use Storm and everything. He's fun.
That's pretty wild, because you could do that in campaign as well, and that just felt so not fair to do.
Archons with Storm and feedback are absolutely cracked. What's up, Rain? Good to see you, buddy. How are you doing?
They'll be taking off soon, with or without your help.
I just got to get a super pylon over there, and then we'll be fine.
Must I compensate for your weakness?
Oh, Alarak's ready. Nice. That makes things easier. Oh yeah, co-op's freaking sweet,
You know
dude.
what I just realized? Just like to try it out. Apparently, when your gateways force transform, you don't get a refund.
Oh, so that's just a straight up bug.
Great.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that one. To the best of my knowledge, there's not any more updates coming out for this game, so
Yeah, I don't think so.
if we get lucky, we might get a bug fix, but I can't promise that.
Yeah, it makes me sad. Like I came back right when you know, seemingly like right when the last patch hit.
Gotta hold off the infested.
I have a tendency to do that. I'm just like, I just kill any game that I play. Like every game that I play is just instantly dead. So.
Well, it takes some of the stress off of having to think about, you know, what's gonna happen, right? I guess if I was trying to come up with a bullshit silver lining.
I guess, but I just want my games to not be dead.
Our allies are being attacked.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there. I would love to see a few more patches for this one, personally. I guess that's how the prestige thing must have won over, is they're like, what could we add that will take people actual years to get through all of it, probably in like a normal play rate. Yeah, we'll put in this crazy prestige system that you have to take like 1,000 hours to clear.
That turret upgrade thing is nuts for your, like for buildings that you get.
Oh yeah. If you put a dark pylon in the middle of all of this, I can overcharge it too if you have the energy.
Yeah, almost.
It works on buildings that you like are just starting too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like I could start a pylon and then while it's warping in, use it. Obviously, it's more likely the pylon will die, but yeah. It gives it like a 300. I think it's 300 shields. No, 560. Yes, because of my mastery. Because of mastery, though.
Absolutely wild.
Yeah. Especially once you get like your mastery up to 90, and then when you hit level 15, you get to just put all these bonuses because it's 30 points per sector. So it's like, yeah. I think right now in Alarak, I have it set for like 30% extra fast attack for like mech units or something like that, and that just keeps him completely cracked. But the absolute best thing about Alarak is that his High Templars, just like him, can eat his other units. So they can eat the basic zealots.
Yeah.
And there's an upgrade that when the High Templar eats a zealot, it gets permanently more health, more damage, and more shields and speed, and it gets physically bigger and everything. So like you can just straight up end up, yeah, you can get like a 30,000 hit point army of just High Templars that have like infinite energy if you start farming your own guys early enough. So if you've ever like watched like one of those Witch Coven TV shows or something, you can basically do that and summon your own demonic god level spellcasters.
I am as strong as any army.
I mean, no.
I'm just gonna rally Void Rays to your Alarak. That sounds easy.
Commanders, we owe you big.
Research complete.
So do you like regularly play co-op anymore, or is this kind of like just a special thing to just hop in?
Oh yeah, co-op is pretty much most of the StarCraft that I play these days. Because I shifted my stream away from the ladder stuff because it was just really hard for me to get in the right headspace for it, you know?
Sure.
It's hard to talk about a lot of things in the game without upsetting people. I at least in my position. So I was like, I'm gonna stream other stuff. I make co-op stuff for like for my YouTube channel mostly, but I'm not like against ever doing stuff. So that's why I was like, I'm here. I'm like, oh yeah, someone cool that I can play some games with and have some nice chats with. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm all for it.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm happy to do more of this with you if you are so inclined at any point. Just let me know.
Yeah, we might have to make it a little regular thing. We could do that.
Our allies are being attacked. Unacceptable warp location.
Co-op is awesome. I never get bored of this stuff because you can always just change. You can always just change the parameters a little bit if there's something that you find is getting tedious, which is.
Yep.
And there's so many maps. Yeah. No, I still play probably like, I guess like five or six games of co-op a week minimum if I don't have like time to really like get a good like grind in. Yeah.
What does that car even do, dude? You just like drove up to the thing, I didn't kill it, and just exploded for no damage.
Exactly.
I don't understand.
And like sometimes like infested Terran units will come out, but usually not. Usually they don't. Usually nothing really happens at all. Alarak's good against the zombies because his like wave push thing just usually smites all of them.
There are several more that need your help.
It makes me sad that there's an APM counter in the bottom right corner because I just look at it and it's like, oh, it's like 30. Nice.
Some of the interfaces don't have that, right? Which but you're
I think that's true. But
your
mine does.
interface is set by the commander now, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've made so many changes to this game over the years. Well, I can tell you the real secret. If you just want to have a little what's the word? Oh yeah, if you want to cheese it a little bit, if you want to just feel good, you can always do what all the pros do. Because people are like, oh my god, they have 1,000 APM, but a lot of it is just like modern hotkey stuff that you can do.
Yeah,
I can show you that.
Whenever I watch a stream, people are just mashing their keyboards to go back between bases, and they're not actually like doing effective APM. It's
like a lot of it is like
for the sake of having high APM.
Yeah, a lot of it is like keeping hands warm, so I don't think that is always wrong, but like some people have like in tournaments you'll hit like 7,000 or 8,000 APM because they go into Windows registry and they basically remove the repeat delay. So if the key is being held down, it just it goes as fast as the computer can reissue it rather than like rate limiting it any way. So then someone's like, oh, I'm gonna build, a Zergling, but the time between those Zerglings being built is basically non-existent, and they're like, oh my god, how does he have 7,000 APM? What a god. I'm like,
yeah, I have noticed that watching some streamers, like they'll just like hold like right click or a button and like you just see like the cursor explode on their screen.
Yeah, I just got mine to 1,000.
Like a macro or something, or like I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's rapid fire is one, like if you wanted to play competitively, it would be something really important to learn because those hotkey setups they're basically required now to play at a high level because so many people have like figured out how to efficiently use them. But yeah, it does make things like APM irrelevant. I don't know. I don't actually believe APM really means much anymore. If you can get to like about 100 average, you can play the game at a decent level. I've lost to people in Grandmaster that have less than 100 APM though. There's no 100% right or wrong way to do it.
Right.
I don't even use camera hotkeys.
Yeah, that's another thing too. People just like mashing their camera around with that. Like I get why, I guess, but it just I don't know. For a pub scrub like me, just meh.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything that the average person needs to worry about learning. And then my electricity hands go out.
That ship is a sitting duck, commanders. It won't survive an enemy attack.
Help your friends.
People on that ship are cheering for you. Hell, so am I.
Put onyx minerals now.
Yeah, they just shoot these little lightning balls that just go out and kill everything. And their damage scales as I eat more of my own dudes. Metal AF.
The enemy has cloaked units. Deploy our detectors.
I got a ship calling for help. The infested are right on top of them.
What does Alarak have for detection?
His sentries. His sentries can be invisible and they reveal stuff. And they also have like a damage increase. I appreciate your very polite way of asking for help with detection. I got you. I'm like, oh yes, the Banshees are starting to show up now.
Yep, I'm making oracles and helping. Just
Warping in a few. Yeah, Alarak sentries are invisible though, so that does make life pretty easy. So the detection shouldn't be a problem anymore. Yes, there's the random truck. I'm gonna blow it up. I don't care. It's done. There was nothing in it. They want us to go all the way to that ship? Oh my god.
I mean, no, not enough minerals.
As my life for the High Lord.
Okay. And we shouldn't have to worry too much about base defense because I actually do. I have all the charges for my meme ability.
oh my god, Stalker.
Hey, CPS low student. Sup, dude?
No.
Heads up, commanders. We got company coming. Here they come. That ship won't last long against them.
Yeah, they really made us cover quite a bit of distance, huh? How about that? Take that.
Yeah, it is brutal.
More laser beams. Enjoy.
Jesus. How long do you get to keep those for?
60 seconds.
So you just W move or A move it into an enemy's base.
Yeah.
Once you're, once
now
you're
I'm
done?
just exactly. I just A moved it at the direction of the bonus objective slash the incoming attack ships.
Counting on you, commanders. Launch in progress.
Oh, get him! Get him! Don't miss. All right. Yeah, mothership's pretty strong.
Is the mothership still in regular PvP or no?
Yes, it is. It's had a couple of iterations, but they haven't taken it out. They haven't taken it out yet.
So I've only played Wings of Liberty in like actual PvP, and I believe it was built at the Nexus before, wasn't it? Is it still built there?
Yeah, it still works mostly the same, actually. They so like from Wings of Liberty, like because it was the only way to kill Broodlords, they left it really strong with Vortex. But after that, when they were like, all right, we're gonna obviously try to nerf that stuff, they got rid of the Vortex, so it doesn't have that ability anymore. Instead, it just has recall, so you can recall units to it, and it has an ability that lets you like put down a little bubble that slows attack and move speed of anything in it, like a little temporal bubble. Air units, ground units, just it's like a freeze zone.
Oh, can I mind control? Yes, I mind control the truck. Let's
You
go.
mind controlled the truck? I didn't even know you could do that. Oh my god, I never tried.
Get him, truck. Get him, truck.
Go truck. Can we repair it? Can we heal it? Can we fix the poor truck?
We have liftoff.
No.
Oh, wow. They blew it up. That's not very cash money of them.
Jesus Christ. Oh, they spawn 2 at a time. Okay.
Yeah. That's also with that's also rapid fire, so I could basically summon all of them instantly.
Yeah. That's kind of like one of the reasons I was drawn to Dahaka more than anything is because like I get so many stacks of stuff. I can both like mash left click and the keyboard key to like build stuff quickly. Because like I didn't want to like deal with like having God, that's so wild.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to deal with like getting some kind of macro set up to like spawn units faster. So like, well, this is like a good way to do it quick.
It's not, some of them aren't like that is not as difficult to set up as it seems. Like that really is just lowering the repeat delay through like the normal settings. I don't do registry type stuff. I just do whatever like my computer will let me, but that's just the normal Windows minimum repeat delay, and then I just hold shift. I press Z, hold shift, and then I just drag my mouse across.
Yo, these doom drops actually lift your dudes like they're like Gosu gamers? What?
Here, take my mega laser beams. We got this. I'll defend the ship. You should be fine with the lasers, right? Yeah.
Here, have this. Why not?
Oh boy. And then I shoot electric balls of death to kill everything. Fun fact, the animation for this spell used to be really cool, and they had to lower it because of people doing this strategy. Because it would crash their computers.
It's too bad they couldn't just, you know, like somehow make the game use more than one core.
Yeah. It's just the way that they made the engine. It's really cool that in this game, like the benefits of it are like there is no such thing as rubber banding in StarCraft 2. It's not possible to have happen. Like with the way the engine's designed, it can't. You can't ever have something happen that isn't accurate. But yeah, the drawback is they're like, well, you know, we built this for Pentium 4 processors when we started making it 20 years ago, so
yeah,
it's not
I
as.
I understand it's an age thing they can't just fix. But
Yeah,
it still
I
makes
wish
me
so.
sad.
But I wish.
The infested are attacking the ship. You have to do something, commanders.
Oh crap! They're getting onto it. Oh, nice move. I'm just sending the AoE spells in every direction now.
Oh my god, the sentries.
The sentries that finally showed their ugly faces at the end of the game. Noise.
And they're out of
That combo worked pretty well too. We rolled that one. Alarak is so good against mass small units though. There's like no cooldown on his AoE attack.
Okay. Jimmy, huh? Ooh, Zagar.
I don't know. I'm trying to think here. What's something? I'm trying to think of something dumb and dank that I can do. All right, I'll play Han and Horner. We'll do that. I'll do that. That's always fun.
All right, so they work by like their units are kind of like Protoss carriers, right? Like you get this it's just like a Terran version.
Yeah. So instead of barracks, you get these like ships that you can upgrade into carriers when you get the fusion core. It's very weird. It's a very like hybrid / complementary setup.
Okay.
Like all the units get buffed if you have units of the other kind. Han's units make Horner
speed.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. I love playing Han and Horner because, or at least if I get one of the longer maps too, like their battle cruisers that Horner has are absolutely insane. I could probably clear out all these areas though on this map easily with the strike fighters, so I might try that. That sounds pretty fun.
You arrived just in time, commanders.
I really like playing Zerg on this mission because you can just burrow like one unit and
yes,
it's indefinitely.
That's the best reason to play Zerg is you just burrow a Zergling by each of the things, and then you're like, teammate, help me take the stupid tower. And I just put mag mines inside of everybody's bases because that's actually where they're weirdly enough the most effective.
Huh, that's bizarre.
If you put them in the middle of somewhere, the units that trigger them will run past them usually, or unless they path directly into the target area, like you almost always miss. So I always think of the mag mines as something to be finessed a little bit more. Like if I put it on your nexus and they're attacking your gateway, then the units attacking your gateway will probably stand still, right? So I try not to put the mines too far forward because of that. Because I feel like a lot of shots miss if you just put them in random places. Yeah, that's my logic anyway. Oh, thank you. My SCVs deal 5.75 damage now. Hell yeah. It's the only way to raise worker damage in the entire game. I guess the anti-armor missile has a similar effect though in multiplayer now.
I didn't actually realize that your workers don't get your upgrades. I didn't know that.
No, but this Dark Pylon does give them the 1 damage bonus. In StarCraft, units can do a minimum of half a damage with an attack. So, yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, there's no way to make your workers do more damage without the Dark Pylon or like they added an ability to the Raven that lowers armor by 3. But they didn't put a limiter on it in any way, shape, or form. So it just straight up works against everything. Even if they don't have armor, it'll put them to -3. And then your workers will do extra 3 damage per hit. And a lot of people would pull SCVs with those types of attacks against Zealots. So it wasn't even a bad thing to do.
That's funny. I feel like that's like an oversight that they should have probably caught.
Yeah, but I guess they were just like... It didn't end up actually being game breaking. It's still in the game, and it's actually a very normal part. Like I was just watching in GSL not too long ago, or it might have been the DreamHack tournament that we've been working on. But like we had a couple of the biggest Korean players. I don't know if it was like I think TY was in pretty deep, and Innovation and Beyond, and they get into these fights with all their Marines, but they only have +1 armor. So if you get hit by the anti-armor and you go to -2. Then it's like you just absolutely can't fight. Like you have to run or you're guaranteed to lose. Which is terrifying, obviously. Yeah. Somehow that did not end up being too strong, quote unquote. Nobody actually had a problem with that.
And I am ready to blow up my enemies.
That's one of the few things that I was surprised that made it through.
The space platform is ready to spice up this battle.
Amon's forces have seized the Celestial Lock. Taking control of it before it overloads is your primary objective.
All right, we got a bunch of missile platforms. Can I just blow these guys up that are here? Yes, I can. Beautiful.
Oh boy, those are siege tanks.
I forgot they made Horner's buildings cheaper though. That was one of the last things they did in the final patch too. It's a little bit easier to get those guys out. And now I just need the strike fighter upgrades.
I am so scared to walk up this ramp.
Oh. Yeah, my galleons are building. I'll come provide the air support for that.
Can't build there.
I like the sound of that. Oh my.
The rest of them are just about done. There we go. And I'll turn these guys into carriers in a second, and then the game will become unlosable.
Just for fun. I'll try it. It's like so.
My fleet is ready for deployment.
We cannot allow Amon's army to take control of this lock.
Easy peasy. Mm-hmm.
Our presence is required to claim an objective.
But yeah, these battle cruisers cost the battle cruisers they have cost 1,000 minerals and 800 gas though. So
yeah, I mean,
it's a pretty steep price. It's a bit up there. Bit up there in terms of the cost.
okay, so I can do this, and I can make a bunch of these. Sweet.
The lock has been activated. We must endeavor to keep it that way. Amon is
Okay, now where do we go?
constructs to his will.
Hmm.
If you can, destroy it and free it.
I mean, we
So
could
many
take
choices.
It takes a long time to lose this mission. If I'm being honest, we can pretty much go wherever we want. I feel like.
I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. We absolutely can still lose it.
That's true. That's true.
Poor
If we believe in
Archons.
ourselves enough, we can throw from any position of of a lead. It's okay. I've got my airstrike dudes. I love these guys.
Your friends are in a bit of a pickle over there.
Fire!
Yeah. When they get blown up, it takes longer for them to shoot again, but they do leave napalm that kills everything else. So let's just do this. Let's use my airstrike.
This one Marine is on my... Get out of here.
My battle cruiser's not chunky enough because I don't have any Horner units.
Oh my god, I have 5 units. It's my whole army. What? Oh, thank you for the carry.
We got this. I did spend all my gas on this battle cruiser, so it's going to take a little time before I can get up to carriers, but we can do that too. There you go.
I am sensing cloaked units. Two can play this.
I like that Han Horner's ultimate is literally the teleport enemy space station into
Yes.
other enemy from Rick and Morty as well. That's
Yes.
that pulled
That's
very
fantastic.
well. That pulled very well when they were asking about that one.
Your allies' base is under
I saw that for the first time, probably actually yesterday, and I had quite a good laugh. It's literally a space station lands on the opponent.
It's the
It's
best.
great.
It's the best.
We have secured another
Games are supposed to be fun.
we will succeed in
That's what gives me my motivation.
Nicely done.
It's fun stuff like that.
the Celestial Lock will
As an
soon be
FPS
under
player, I
attack.
have no idea what you're talking about.
Your ally needs help. Your friends are in a bit of a
Oh boy.
Temporal anomaly is
Good freeze. What do I need to build the hangars? Okay, it's 200 gas. Yeah.
Reclaiming it is your main objective.
have enough, Vespine. Your allies' base is under siege. Upgrade complete.
I like the sound of that.
Okay, we got this. I'll clear out the other, the top side base again that they just took back.
Your allies are in combat. Let's lend a hand.
I didn't get my expansion set up as fast as I should, so I'm a little slow on the eco.
It's like a normal eco for me. You're fine.
They will soon gain control of it.
I am used to it.
Our ally must be present to claim the objective.
Okay, I left a guy up there. No rush. I'll just clear everything else out that's over here.
Okay.
The Celestial Lock has fallen into Amon's grasp. We must wrest control of it before it's too late.
Guys, closing in on your army.
Let's cause some chaos with these knives, eh?
Upgrade complete.
Just for fun.
Your allies being attacked.
We have activated another lock. Press on, commanders.
This victory is ours.
All right.
Okay, I'm finally kind of coming online here.
It's all good. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on here. I'm just keeping this top side clear while I turn all my dudes into carriers and slowly start to tilt things back.
Your forces are under attack.
Why does your battlecruiser have giant knives on it?
Yeah, nobody really knows. They put those skin. You can actually get that skin set for multiplayer as well, and it's just straight up. It doesn't do anything. You can get medevacs with knives on them. Big blades on your medevacs that don't do anything.
All fleet personnel move out.
All right. Going in.
The enemy is attempting to capture Celestial Lock.
Are we getting
Lovely.
nuked?
Yep.
Oh,
My turret
okay.
got it.
Yeah, you
I'm
got
good,
him.
I'm good.
Nice. Another one. Great. Where is it? It's not on my army, is it?
No, I don't even see the other one.
Oh, my strike fighters.
We cannot claim the objective.
Mother trucker. It's somewhere over here.
Nuclear launch detected. Nuclear launch detected.
Oh my god.
Where oh where shall I teleport this station?
Yeah, my turrets are keeping me okay.
It literally slipped between both of our outer defenses is what happened. I see it too. I see him. Okay, there we go. He's not gonna live. There we go. Do I even get detectors? Oh wait, yeah, I can get a Raven. Duh. Nice. Whew.
Yeah, this is a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it is. It gets so intense. All right, I'll leave a heli in there and get on to the next one.
You sweet dogger.
Or there's a wave coming, so I will kill it first.
Yep, on the way.
We cannot claim the objective without our ally.
You know what? Problem solved.
Guys, your present arrived.
Fire at your forces.
I like the sound.
Slightly easier way of killing that whole army.
Upgrade ready. Moist. You don't have enough Vespine gas.
If only I had 5,000 more gas, I could build more battle cruisers.
Let's cause some chaos.
3 of the locks are now ours. We must secure the remaining 2.
I like how some of the bases actually have like super BM thirds you can take at like the end of the game.
Yeah, the bases that are impossible to get unless you're bored playing on like normal or something. It's very hard to get those. Those are like all in the campaign too. They're like, are you bored? Did you kill everything? Okay, here you go. Here's something to do.
Upgrade complete.
I have not been able to afford mind control yet. I just want it for siege tanks.
Okay. Got another battle cruiser.
Volatile and unstable. The locks must be activated.
This costs gas, and you need more of it.
We're almost there.
That is the fourth lock under our control. Once we activate the final one, Amon will be defeated.
Your friends are in a bit of a pickle.
What are frames?
We got lots of fire. I've got that. I think I'm down to a smooth 20 FPS now. I think that's where I bottomed out.
I heard a nuke. I don't see it. Your base is gonna die, by the way.
Oh my goodness.
Attack
Okay.
our enemies while time is distorted.
All hands on deck. Good old.
Friends are in combat. Let's lend a hand.
You are welcome.
Your friends are in a bit of a pickle over there.
Oh boy.
Let's finish them off. We got this easy. There's some detect. Okay, well, I can always just spawn another detector. No big deal.
I should have an oracle. Where's that? There it is.
Nice. I forget that the oracles in co-op have detection because that is not in multiplayer.
Gotcha, yeah.
they never put that one over. Okay, I guess we could. I don't know. We'd have to abandon it.
No, we just win.
It's
We
too
just
late.
win.
Yeah, we just win. Let's just win. We win. I don't need the bonus. I'm happy. My aspirations in life are limited.
I like taking things that don't belong to me.
GG.
Well, what do you know? I guess I work well under adversity.
A phenomenal finish.
That one's fun. I think that one was like the first one that they found that was broken when it came out. People had you could like cheese that mission with Raynor, and just before any of the enemies spawned, if you built like 2 barracks immediately, you could just drop pod marines down and just instantly win if you had a teammate that could like spawn units off of you to take the point.
That's really funny. So that was like what, like a 3-minute completion or something?
Yeah, I actually think that the fastest that map's been beaten is something under like 4 or 5 minutes. It did end up getting patched where they made it so that the units actually started there. But yeah, that was always one of the memeiest things that that they put in the game. I think the fastest one that you can beat normally now, I think that one is probably still Void Thrashing. I think it's Void Thrashing.
Yeah,
my favorite co-op commander's got to be
There's one with like the
Stukov.
void shards you have to go out and kill. That one is really quick.
Yeah, the void shards and void thrashing are the two. Those are the. I'm just glad we didn't get randomed into Vermilion problem. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to bounce after this one. By the way,
sounds good.
Got a little Saturday park time with the puppy.
Oh, that's very important.
Lewis is he's very demanding. He's basically a diva. He learned it from his dad.
Has he how is his sandwich investing going?
It's going well. He's currently in talks with TSM. He's a top 200 ladder player actually. He just cannon rushes. Yeah. People log on. Can you imagine this though, Frothy? People wake up, they go to play StarCraft, they get cannon rush and they rage quit, and they don't know that on the other side it's my golden retriever there with his Subway sandwich just laughing his ass off.
Where
It's
is
amazing.
this Twitch stream at?
I'm trying to figure it out, but he's technically not 13 yet, even in dog years. So yeah, he's a year and 2 months. So I think he's only like 8 in dog years. So Twitch told us we have to wait. He has to at least be 13. Tragic.
It really is.
I don't know why I build pylons. I keep forgetting Artanis doesn't need pylons constantly.
Oh, he's 200 supply, right?
Yeah, he just gets 200. And I'm like, I'm going to build 3 pylons around my production, even though I only need 1. And you only need like 3 gateways with him, because his gateways get 3 charges each.
I really should play Artanis. He just sounds so good.
He is really, really good, though. Like, if you were like, oh, I want to beat this really difficult mutation, majority of the time, the guys that you're going to need are going to be Artanis, Nova, because her clear is just stupid. Or like Karax, because his defense is the strongest in the game. Like you can't really beat how good his cannons and everything are. There are some mutators that are specifically set up to beat them that like drop nukes in the middle of the map, but other than those, yeah, then you just build mass cannons and defend.
Yeah, it's like this, like the random nukes where there's no ghost to shoot.
Exactly, right? Exactly.
Enemy supplicants are headed toward their champion.
Yeah, there's no ghosts, so just random nukes, like literally like 100 a minute probably fall.
Yeah. My first ever like mutation that I played, it was one where there was this like random missiles that like shoot at all your buildings.
Oh yeah, that's another great one.
I was playing as Dahaka, who probably has like the worst static defense, and like I couldn't actually defend it. Like I had so many of the primal worms, and I could not defend at all. It was painful.
There are a lot of Zerglings here. Oh my god. I'm like, I can't get the whirlwind ability fast enough here.
Just have this.
Oh, that helps. That does help. Yeah, I know, Janara. I know you need help. I know. We're coming. Oh yeah, she doesn't stop moving. We need to get over there right now.
Yep, on the way.
Excellent. With your assistance, I will put an end to this reckless insubordination.
And I have my solar bombardment too, which I guess I'll use that on the first siege position they have. I'm like, once I get the zealot upgrades, they become really overpowered. But right at every second up until that specific moment, it's a little bit tough.
Not enough minerals.
I really look forward to the mutations now that I know they give you so much bonus XP.
Yes.
Specifically because like there is so much like leveling I have to do that like I really appreciate having the.
If you beat like the
extra.
If you beat a mutation, you know, maybe I'll check. I'll see if the one that's on this week looks frustrating or not. If I think we can just do it in one shot, I'll happily carry you through it because it's like 300,000 XP to do it on brutal.
Well, yeah, I have not done brutal. I've done it on hard, and that is the it's fast enemy units and they have random spells.
Oh, okay. If you've already done it, I don't think I can get the same bonus. But we should do next week's mutation then for sure.
Absolutely, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, because my first time doing it, I got Zerg, and it was literally just an army of Zerglings with Psystorm and Vortex. And,
oh, it's impossible.
And, yeah.
No, F that. Nobody wants to play that, man.
Well, I mean, the race is random. As long as you don't get Zerg, it's probably fine.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the best part about how random it is, though, is it's like, okay, yeah. Power overwhelming on Zerg units.
Oh, God. I'm moving in the wrong direction.
Oh, I'm coming. Hang on, I got my shields on. Oh, yeah, I don't have storm research. That'd be a good move, Nate.
Oh, boy. My army is unhappy.
Yeah, I don't know if we have the firepower to kill this. They spawned a pretty tremendous amount of enemies. Or maybe we're just getting through. I'm like, okay. As soon as I got an Archon to help with the air units, it got a bit easier. Actually, yeah. All the hybrid units are dead. We did it.
Finished learning.
Thank you for the power field.
The other amazing part about freaking Artanis. He just has stupid utility. Just stupid amounts of utility.
On the way.
And yeah, your units shouldn't die. The other big perk of him.
The enemy's attack will be upon us soon.
Research complete.
We continue on.
Gonna go buy a new pair of pants today. I'm very excited for that too. That's my goal.
Oh.
Yeah. Very.
What kind of pants are you getting?
Jeans, of course. Jeans, of course. Yeah, we.
Hard pants. Unfortunate.
You know, I haven't. It's mostly just trying to trick my simple animal brain into thinking. You know, I'm like, well, I don't really. You know, it's very much so sweatpants life in quarantine, right? And I'm like, you know what? I just want to do something for myself that doesn't feel like it's a quarantine thing, you know? So I'm like, I just want to find a good pair of jeans. Put on my hazmat suit, walk into Macy's, and just try and find a pair of pants. It's my only mission objective.
I was gonna say, this is your hot date for today, then, huh? It's just his pants.
Yes. The dream. Actually, I can restore your shields too. with Storm. I just need 1 million more gas, and we'll be there.
I believe in you. You can do it.
You still follow? You still keep up with like all the Apex stuff and whatnot?
Yes, I sure do.
I'm excited for when that drops too. Right? That's February 2nd,
Yep.
right? Yeah, that's close. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, the new legend is looking very interesting for tournament play, because basically with his Q he's going to be able to destroy doors from a distance, like a big distance.
Yeah, he just shoots like rockets and grenades everywhere, right?
Yeah, so like his passive is that you can take any grenade you already have and shoot it really far, and you can hold 2 per stack. So you know it's already super toxic.
God, yes,
it's already super toxic.
Yeah, I'm a Junkrat player, so.
Right. I don't know did you play any Titanfall?
No, I played a lot of Apex, but no, I haven't played Titanfall.
Okay, so in Titanfall there is an ability called the cluster missile, where basically you shoot this rocket out and then you get these like popcorn explosions that happen right after. So it's like kind of, yeah, and so this character, he has that as his Q. So the thing that's interesting about it is that you can destroy doors with it in one hit from a massive distance. So the idea here is that like for tournament level play in Apex, there's a lot of building camping, and if you can just grief buildings and just decide that, you know, TSM,
it's the anti-camp.
TSM, you don't get to sit in the building anymore. Your Caustic, not helpful. Your Watson, not helpful. And like it completely changes how the game is going to be played at a high level. So that is going to be very spooky.
Yeah, the doors is going to be interesting. Will a Watson pylon inside the building intercept it, do you think, or?
As long as it's got LOS, it will. But if you have LOS to the Q, then you're just going to get it shot.
Oh yeah, then they can just shoot you. Good point. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, I was really excited for that because I haven't been a huge fan of the map stuff, but I hope that the new Kings Canyon is really good. And honestly, if they added a Grenadier guy, so that's something I've been wanting for a long time personally.
Yeah, just the fact that Kings Canyon is getting bigger is like the big deal for me, because that was the biggest problem always, is that the map was just too small. So like getting more space to move around and for more teams to exist and have enough loot to basically like play the game in a more like a less random fashion at the high level, because like,
yeah, there needs to be some level of predictability to what's going on.
Right. Like in World's Edge, like you have enough areas where teams can drop that they can be separate and all, like you don't need to drop hot in like $1 million tournament. You like everyone can drop cold and get loot, and then like they outplay each other based on skill and not just on like, well, who dropped on the R9 and the purple armor and who didn't. So
yeah, exactly. They made good changes with that. This friggin' lurker in front of me.
Yeah,
I'm building a robo facility, thankfully. So Artanis is also cracked because all of his buildings have warp tech. So as soon as my robo finishes, I can just build observers on it. But I've got to wait another.
Yeah, I'm working on some oracles as well.
Problem solved.
Crush this one if you can spare the warriors to do so.
I wish I had sentries, specifically because they're like cheap on minerals and let me dump my gas.
Yes.
Like, the only gas dump I have in this character is Archons. And it's like, but it takes so many minerals too that it's not even, I can't even dump.
Yeah. No, I know that feeling. All the co-op commanders have some slight weakness like that, where it's like, you can't just throw everything that easily. Yo.
Hello, you've returned.
You know, this is a bug I started experiencing in the last year where occasionally under immense duress, it just straight up crashes. Just straight up crashes me all the way down. Yeah. I do get that one every now and again.
Oof.
I saw the number of units that were about to fight, and I was like, okay, my computer might blow up here for no reason, and
yeah,
it did.
And it did. I'm currently in control of your army, and I'm just hoping for the best.
I believe in you,
really,
man.
I'm really wishing that I had that that clicking macro right now, because I have like 50 charges of gateways.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
It's
you just gotta spam zealots.
That's what I've been doing, but they don't hit air, so I'm a little spooked by that.
I did get the upgrades done before it happened, but I can't reconnect into the game. I'm sorry.
Wait, what do you mean I don't have a charges? I have 8 charges. Oh my, this game. I don't know what's happening. Just believe in me. Just restream me and believe in me. And we'll win.
I believe in you.
Thank you. That's all I've ever wanted to hear.
Boom.
Oh, hey, your probe.
All right. I pulled your feet up. Try not to give the too much back seating.
Oh, please. Help me win.
Yeah, I think with this army, I think you should still be good though at the very least.
I hope so.
I can't. I think the thing that really sucks in this type of situation is obviously, you know, we talked about the ancient technology with regards to there's no reconnect feature, obviously,
right.
But it would be nice if there was like a way to switch between the top bars so that you could use like my cooldowns,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I was just thinking the same. Like, I really wish I could actually use your abilities, but no such luck.
Yeah, that's got to be the most painful part of it.
If I just A move, do I just win? Just let my bases die and just win?
Yeah, you could probably do it at this point. Yeah, as long as you get Janara in there, you should be good. You should be good to go.
Oh, I probably need to push her a little more first. Shit. Okay. Oh boy, there we go.
Yeah, those warp-ins are nice. I was gonna say, should just spawn one last wave of hybrid.
Actually, here.
Yeah, that's it. You got the final fight. That's a great place to use the time stop for sure.
See, A move, I can do this. This I can handle. Anything beyond this? I don't know, dude.
You crushed it, though. You crushed it. Flawless victory.
Bro, we're so good at the video game.
So good.
How do I sign up for GSL?
Well, yeah, you have to physically be there to play in the qualifier, last I checked. Although I don't really know how that works anymore, if I'm being honest.
That sounds rigged.
I don't know how that works in this world. Yeah, you got to be able to afford to fly out there, unfortunately. It's a little bit cheesy with that.
All right, here we go. I have 111 supply right now. Excellent. We did it. We're so good.